Hey, there we go, and welcome to Nat1Fun, ladies and gentlemen. My camera is a little bit laggy today, as you can see. For some reason, my computer has decided to take it upon itself to have a full-on meltdown. But we're still here, and it looks like we even got an upgrade on a couple of our characters here, or our players, which is pretty cool. So we're already in the process of upgrading, which is nice. Guys, I hope you had a great week. I know I did. I usually have a few things to kind of go off of in terms of during the week, and one of the things that I had go on this week is we actually signed the full-on contract for our sponsorship through Die Hard Dice.
Augers.
Which is pretty fucking awesome. So officially, officially sponsored Dice affiliates, if you will, the self-proclaimed name of all the people involved in that. So you can expect a discount code and everything like that to come down the pipeline this week. I will have all the information spread out on our social medias and on our Discord and all of the above, so that way you guys can have access to it. Do remember that it's a one-time discount code per month. We will have it several months in a row and everything, but it's once a month. So if you use it, make sure that you're using it on a bulk order or something like that from them. That way you don't lose the chance to get several sets if you are planning on getting several sets in a month. That way you don't lose the opportunity to save a little bit more money. It'll be a 10% discount code, so just keep an eye out for that in the future. I'm super excited to be a part of the program, and a ton more stuff to come. I'll probably have a goofy little YouTube video that I'll put up about getting the dice, the affiliation with them, and just kind of all kinds of other stuff. So look forward to that in the future. That's pretty much it with that. In terms of giveaways, we still have them. I told you that we're going to be having a lot more giveaways more often, but this month, because not everything has rolled out just yet with the affiliation with Die Hard Dice, we're going to go ahead and continue with the one dice a month thing until we get that rolling, which I assume we will this month, depending on, of course, when we actually get all the information and everything we need from the company. But once that's done, we'll roll into the new, pretty much one set of dice per week, at least one per set of dice per week. So you can come to expect that. But for now, Ray, you do have a little bit of information about this month's set of dice, I believe.
I do. So I was trying to find a dice set that was completely different from any of the dice that I have given away, that we've given away in the past, and I wanted it to be colorful. And I was trying to find maybe a maker that wasn't that wasn't in one of the countries that we've gone with before, and it wasn't necessarily easy to get a hold of. So I found Valhalla Dice, and I found the Celebration Dice. They are translucent dice that have confetti and glitter inside of them, so they're crazy colorful, and they've got gold numbering, and they're just fun. And so those are the dice of the month, and they're coming. You can't buy directly from Valhalla Dice. You can only buy their dice from other people, so we're getting them from darkelfdice.com.
That is awesome. Guys, if you haven't had an opportunity, you should definitely check out our Discord. That's where we're going to post pictures and everything like that. I usually post pictures during the stream of the dice that we're giving away, so keep an eye out for that. Probably next week, I will be posting the actual picture on stream, when we're live. But in the meantime, if you'd like to, go ahead and jump on over to our Discord channel, and you can check out all the dice giveaways we've done so far. Future dice information, and everything in between that you can think of when it comes to gaming, D&D, and everything. It's just it's a wonderful community of people, and you should definitely be there. So check them out, or check it out when you can. Thank you, Ray. Let's see. I'm trying to think if we have really anything else. I would say though, if I don't, if I can bend your ear just for 1 second longer, I would like to say a big thank you to Dirt Cheap Dungeons once more, to kind of reiterate the fact that they were able to send me some materials for us to use in our stream. I promise you, I will eventually be able to support having a live table full of, like, you know, actual 3D characters, you know, where we can use the miniatures and everything like that. Right now, I don't think it's going to be easiest for me to do, in terms of the fact that I'm moving. My equipment is probably not at the best it possibly could be. Again, June, July, August timeframe, that's where this stream is really going to kick in. We're going to have a big quality shift, and expect that the stream is going to seem like, you know, there's new management in charge. So other than that, I think we have pretty much everything we need to get started with today. Stop bending my ear, it's not flexible. You have some very strong ears if your ear is not flexible, but with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started with today's episode. I'm super excited to see where it goes, and let's get going. So without further ado, let's roll that intro. And last we left off, our adventurers had just entered back into Easthaven, to the town hall, to where they had found that it was under attack by some burglars or some sort of bandits. They enter and see that the building is under attack by these two bandits in the main hall, and once taking them down, they were confronted by a familiar voice. As a voice echoed through the halls, they could hear the voice of Brian, one of the antagonists of the group, who was not very nice to our friend Kinrava throughout the entirety of her life, or her time here in Icewind Dale at least. Brian was seemingly a heel in the way that the town speaker, Daneth Wayland, was being held captive by him in order to steal the cauldron that our team had previously captured from a hag that was in a cave north of Lac Dinishir. The cauldron itself was magical. The cauldron was able to create and craft a whole bunch of food for the civilizations of 10 towns, up to almost, I believe we had said like 300 to 500 meals, depending on how they fixed it and everything like that, per day. So it had a good potential to save a lot of people from dying of starvation, or helping the poor or the needy. And unfortunately, it caught the wrong ears caught wind of this, and were able to infiltrate the building and take hostage the town speaker. The team defeated Brian and made their way through the town hall until eventually they found two brutes were basically carrying the cauldron back to wherever they needed to be. The team had split up into three parts, one of which was Kinrava, who went outside to make sure that the Axebeak outside had not either run away or would not be able to be used by the bad guys if they made their escape. Another part of our team, Leodin and Olanu, made their way downstairs into the dungeon, to which they had found a single enemy, one of the one of the bandits downstairs, easily dispatching him and finding a group of town's guard within the cells down there, releasing them and making their way back up. Speaker Waylon notified the rest of the team that there was the Cauldron was upstairs somewhere. Lastly, the last group to make their way in a separate direction is we had Abel and Grimly both go upstairs to find the two brutes carrying the Cauldron itself. When Abel and Grimly confronted these two, they were taken down by a large amount of attacks, especially onto Abel, who had jumped into the midst of the fray. But lastly, on his last leg, one of the bandits pulled out a scroll. At this time, reading from the scroll, causing it to burn and burst into flames. And when doing so, a large burst of light emanated from the Cauldron, setting a couple of the bad guys into a flame, and also knocking the heck out of Abel, and causing Grimly to run over there and make a quick rescue. Now, as the team kind of gathers their thoughts and realizes that the captain, Imdra, might be in trouble somewhere or in some way, they decide that this is a good time to restock on anything that they need. So making their way to the general goods store, they pick up some incense. They make their way towards the stables in order to see if there was some axe beaks for sale, and luckily enough for them, there was. Now, unfortunately, all they had was a large gem worth 500 gold pieces alone. Now, this gem couldn't be broken up, or it couldn't be sustained in ways that if you chop a piece off, you can get, 100 gold pieces. It is solely 500 gold pieces. Well, as you know, in D&D, 500 gold pieces is nothing to spit at, and it's a large chunk of money for anybody outside of an adventurer's group. So, when offered the 500 gold pieces, it was plenty enough to pay for the 4 axe beaks that they ended up getting, but in return was only able to get about 150 gold pieces on top of that. But luckily enough, our stable master was able to bring them a small ring, a ring of which a crystal shard was kind of placed on top of the ring, and on the inside of the band was found an inscription or an engraving of an owl bear. And as our team walks outside and begins to choose and pick and choose which creature they want to ride, being that now they have a total of 5 axe beaks to kind of match the party's size, they go outside, and it is very cold, and that's where we're going to pick up our session. So without further ado, let's move back onto our screen. So as you guys walk outside, you can see that the time of day is probably close to around, let's see, you guys woke up, made your way here, fought. We're looking at around 11 o'clock. Well, we're looking around about noon is where we are. So you're around midday here. And you do know that there are several directions at this point that you guys can take. You do know that there's supposedly a contact that you could meet at some point regarding the Durgar that you had been previously chasing. You have a magical map in your pocket that might lead to some location on Lacdinashire. There are some other things outside of the town that you could pursue. But either way, 1 gemstone down and many of these new items and animals in tote. How would you like to continue?
Silently, apparently.
Mm-hmm. As they all stare each other down intensely.
Do we know who has the ring?
No.
I'm still
I think
holding
Leah
it.
didn't have it,
Yeah,
yes.
Yes.
Leodin, could I have a look at that since we're now out of view of that stable hand, please?
Sure.
You can have it back,
Hand it
I'm
over.
sure. Kinrava's going to cast Identify on it.
On
Just
Le
to see
Ring?
exactly what the... Yeah, just to see exactly what it is. So she's just gonna like hold it in her hand. Her eyes are just gonna like glow red, and it's gonna just float in place in her hand for a little bit as she casts the spell.
Okay. Yeah, you can pull the ring out and you hand it over to Kin. Kin, you hold it in your hand, and when you cast Identify, it comes back. First off, you would note that the ring is magical in essence. You good? Did I miss some? Sorry. I just heard a bit of noise pop out. Sorry. I didn't know if it was me or not. Anyways, you do know that it is magical in essence, and it will be... Sorry, I have to scroll through my dang items here. You would note this as the Ring of the Tundra. So, the Ring of the Tundra, it is an item that must be attuned to. And it says, after attuning to this ring, the wearer feels warmth even in the coldest of winter. The wearer gains the benefits of winter survival gear and has extended vision out to 60 feet, even during a blizzard.
That's pretty awesome.
So as you would all know in general, that no matter what, even with dark vision, blizzards kind of are impenetrable due to the fact that they become opaque and you're unable to kind of see through them, and it makes it really difficult to see. While attuned to this ring, you get kind of the same effects as Sefik the killer, the murderer, kind of had on you guys. He was basically able to see you guys plainly through that blizzard. You kind of get that kind of same deal. Not to mention, it counts as winter gear.
So this actually will keep you warm, and it will also allow you to see during blizzards.
It's amazing.
So that's handy.
I'm pretty resistant to cold, so I don't really think it would be a benefit for me.
Oh, don't worry, I didn't. I was thinking about Abel, but... because, well...
Alright, I get it.
Well, what was that?
If nobody else wants it, then I'll take it. I know I didn't fare so well in the last blizzard.
You didn't. The only other thing I was thinking is you normally put me in the front in order to see.
That's true.
But having another person who can see might not be a bad idea.
And
And
while I
having
can
another
see-
person who fights and sees might not be a bad idea.
And while I can see perfectly well in the dark, winter does blur up my eyes a little bit, but truth be told, I have other ways of seeing, so you're welcome to help yourself with this, whoever wants it.
Do we all think Abel?
Alright.
I would
take
just
it.
not want our, land survivalist individual to perish to weather conditions.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate, wouldn't it?
But
She'll hand the ring
kind
over.
of tarnishes the reputation.
Yep. You toss the ring over to Abel. You hold it in your hands, and it's kind of warm to the touch. Ray, would you mind centering yourself a little bit more on camera? I think you're just a little bit off on myself. Gonna scoot your your camera. There you go. Perfect. Nope, that's wonderful. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right, so you take the ring, and of course, like I had said previously, you do need to attune to it, so you can take an hour at any time. To do so, just let me know.
All right.
Should we at the very least find some way to rest up? That fight did expend an awful lot of my spells.
You rest here, talk over what exactly it is that we want to do.
Why don't
I
we
am
talk-
concerned about Imdra.
Yes, why don't we talk at the tavern? Or the inn? Yes, the inn.
Which tavern?
The
Well,
inn, the tavern
there's
is
an inn
terrible
and a
here.
tavern.
Right. You're
Let's
talking
just-
about the White Lady Inn.
Yes, let's talk at the White Lady Inn. That tavern is terrible.
I don't know. I like our turtle friend.
I mean, yes, but the drink made you a total bitch.
And? Just saying something?
No.
Inn sounds wonderful.
So you guys you can see the White Lady Inn from this town square. It's not too far from this location. It's just kind of like to the west, and you can make your way to the front entrance. You see again as the you can see that the sign hanging from the top is still there, still bearing the imagery of a white clothed ghost kind of swaying in the wind, frozen stalactites of icicles hanging from it. You wanna walk in?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You hop inside, and it's about, like I said, around noon, so it's not like it's a happening place or anything like that. And you walk in, you let in a frosty breeze of cold air. Gronk, thank you very much for the host. The cold air blowing kind of everybody's hair back or in, and you place all your cold weather gear kind of off and close the door behind you. And inside, because there's not very many people, you see maybe a total of 3 different people kind of situated in different locations around the base here. As previously stated as well, you do know that the inn is not a bar, or it is not a tavern, so they don't really cater too much to people here unless they are eating a meal.
Are we hungry?
I was going to
Shall
just
we see?
I was going to just quickly go and see if I can get my owl back, so just don't mind me while I do a ritual for an hour.
Right.
Okay, so you guys want to get some
Just gonna
food?
grab a seat.
Yep. Ken, you want to go back upstairs to resummon your birdie?
No, I'm gonna do it in the in the rain room just to freak everyone out. No. Yeah, go up to a room and do it. Yeah.
Okay. You pop up to your room that you had previously rented before, still available to you, and you're able to do that. Again, because of your scrolls, are you able just to cast it like pretty instantaneously? It's like 10-minute
I believe
casting time,
It's an hour.
or is it an hour?
Yeah,
Like,
Find Familiar.
no matter
Find
what?
Familiar is an hour on its own, so it's plus 10 minutes as a ritual. So it just takes an hour, not the 10 minutes. With
Got
the,
it, got
if
it,
I
got
use
it,
the
got it.
feature. So yeah.
All right, so you pop off for an hour. Abel, Grimm, Olanu, Leodin, you find a seat there at the inn. The older woman that runs the inn approaches you, and Bardaban kind of looks over at you and just smiles, and she says, "What are you having?"
Oh, whatever you've got that's hot for lunch.
And she kind of just looks over and she says, "I think we're running a special on knucklehead souffle."
Okay.
That'll
All right
do.
then. And
Sounds
she just
like we're getting more fish.
walks away.
An ale, please.
One ale. You have the floor.
I'd like an ale as well.
2
Don't
ales.
think.
All interested in help or seeing what happened to Imdra.
I am. I don't know how we'll find her.
Yeah, probably have to ask around, see where that's where we're patrolling.
Did Speaker Wayland say anything about a direction or anything? Do we know where she went?
He said the last thing that he has said, just to reiterate and to kind of bring it back up for everybody that's watching, the last thing you heard about Captain Imdra is that she went missing. She did not show up to her post. She went out and did not return. Now, whether it was nefarious or of her own accord was not stated.
It said patrol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So either she was attacked or she had a part. Whatever happened.
Ooh. Let's hope not. She was nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's a big word. She wasn't an asshole?
A better way to put it.
Yeah.
Seemed to actually care.
Yeah.
Um,
And she did her job well.
as you guys are talking, the innkeeper Bardaban returns, and she kind of places all the stuff down. The heated salmon kind of giving off a bit of steam as it releases into the air and gives off a like fresh smell of freshly cooked knucklehead trout, which is actually not that bad. It's not like a super fishy, gamey fish. It's a fish that makes a good amount of money here. So the fish, pristine. The mead probably could benefit from a better brew, but it's not too bad. She approaches you, and as she does, she notes that you guys are talking about Captain Imdra. And she stares at you and she says, "Is there something wrong with the captain?"
She's missing.
What do you mean missing?
Apparently, she went out for her post and nobody saw her and she never came back.
I wonder. Last I recall, she was speaking to an individual about some strange tower that was found out not too far from here.
A tower? Do you remember who she was talking to?
Some passerby. They just ordered food and left. Was a
Did you happen
male,
to-
halfling.
Did you happen to overhear where the tower was?
I didn't. But might be able to find more information about it. I heard they were headed to the tavern after this meal.
When was that?
Oh, just yesterday.
Great.
Thank you very much, Bardaban.
She goes, "Of course," and she just kind of hunches her back over and she goes, "I hope you do find her," and just walks away.
So do I, as she walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like there's a lot more going on in Tin Towns than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah. So concerned about the Duragar.
Things are getting more strange every day.
Some
Yeah.
here on a boat.
Would my
or
would
in
my
the
find
fire?
familiar spell be done by now, or
Well, being that this conversation just starts, let them talk
yeah.
a little bit more, and then we can jump up back over to you.
Something to do with the ferry?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a person by the name of Scython, I believe, a tiefling man in charge of the ferry, which has been non-functional, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
I believe the last thing that Captain Imdra told you before she disappeared and before you left Easthaven last time is that he can usually be found at the Wet Trout, usually buried halfway in a bottle.
Seems like the Wet Trout's a happening place.
Indeed. May get your bottle of special mead. Okay.
We should also at some
This-
point.
Go ahead, Abel.
Okay. We should also at some point. I know Grimly, you said you had information about someone in the Lonely Wood or up near Kerkonig, trying to work out a way to
Yes.
end the. We should probably think about heading over there at some point too.
It was just rumors, so I'm not sure what he was doing up there, but it was the Lonely Wood.
A rumor definitely worth investigating.
All right. As you guys chit chat, Kinrava upstairs, you do finish off your spell, and your Find Familiar goes off as the sigils in front of you light up. A single feather emanates out of the sky, and from that feather forms the rest of the bird as your owl kind of propagates into place.
All right, she's just going to quickly pet Omen and then send him to the Find Familiar pocket plane, so he's not, about to get shot out of the sky by something again. Then she'll
Omen kind of taking its beak and like ruffling some of its feathers, looks at you, and then suddenly into like purple dust.
Then she'll just make her way back downstairs and join the others.
Very well. You make your way downstairs, Kinrava, meeting up with the rest of the group.
How
Did
did
you
the
want
ritual
something?
go?
It went well. I actually considered turning him into a black cat this time, but he's more useful as an owl.
Not a white cat.
Why on earth would I want anything white?
Because they can sneak in the snow?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, isn't it?
Why
But
my
black.
others?
But I mean, black is my color.
Yeah.
I mean, I make it look very good.
I roll my eyes.
Stand out. But anyway, do you want anything to eat?
Oh, yes. Let's have you talk to me about standing out, sweetie. I'd love that conversation. But no.
Oh.
What have you been talking about down here?
Do you want anything to eat?
Is it more knucklehead?
Yeah,
As usual.
it's a souffle.
Cuckoo seems to be about snout deep in a bit of souffle.
Well,
Reach
the local,
down, just scratch his ears.
well,
That
if the
feels
local
good.
sous chef seems to like it, then I'll have a try of it. So what exactly are we going to be doing first? We have those
So-
dark dwarf issues, and I assume most of you want to go after Imdra?
I have a bit of a
Apparently
lead
there
on
was a
Imdra.
tower.
Tower?
Yeah. Some halfling male told Imdra about a tower. A strange tower.
I have just become an awfully lot more invested in her well-being.
We hear about a
Here's-
tower. Oh wait, that was Kinrava's book told her about. I don't think you told us about that stuff. About the wizards.
the way
When
they
your
were
book
talking to
told
each
you
other
about some
about your
wizards?
books, like the school and all that stuff. You usually do that stuff at night. I don't think you've reiterated it to the
Oh,
group.
no, I haven't done anything like that yet, no. Although, while we're actually on the topic of well-to-do quests that we're probably not going to get paid for, again, there is actually this matter of the map you found in the Hag's Cave. This is emanating a very strong sense of, I believe, illusion magic?
It was.
Do you
Did
have
you-
a way to dispel it?
See, I do. But I'm not entirely sure if that would make the map vanish, or if that would get rid of whatever's it's supposed to be hiding. So I wanted to show you it before and after I try and do that.
We should make a
Oh.
copy of it.
Yeah, is anyone good at that?
No. Sorry.
What do you mean? Like just transcribe the map?
Shouldn't be too hard.
Once tried to make a drawing of my hand and it didn't go very well.
Okay.
I've got a lot of artistic talents. Actually, drawing is not one of them.
I'll do it.
Very well, you can do it.
She'll just hold the map up so we can see what to draw with the illusion on it.
You hold it up, and the map, again, as I had stated before, is a crude drawing of the lakes, the lake, Caer Dineval. I'm sorry, oh my gosh, Lake Lac Dinashir. And as you look at it, you can see like a little spot for Easthaven, a little spot for Caer Dineval. I think Caer Konig is on it. Either way, it's covered in runes. There's just like rows and rows of runes. And I'll show them on stream right now what the map actually looks like.
And the runes weren't in a language any of us understood.
Correct. Yeah, like when you looked
Some
at the
sort
runes,
of giant.
the thing that you kind of, yeah, exactly, was that it was based off of a giant type language, but it was not like giant. So it's like giant script, but not a language that Olanu would understand. Just outright at least. Anyways, this is what you note. You see now what's on screen. I can bring it up on Roll20 as well if you'd like. I just have to find it. Here. One moment.
Oh, maybe you didn't hand it out.
Yeah, it's not actually a handout just yet. You can see it on stream, but that's basically it. I am trying to locate it on the computer, but you guys continue to talk and see what you're gonna do with this map. So if you have any questions, just ask, of course.
So
It seems
I
to
guess
look like it has something to
for
do
it.
with that treasure.
That's what I thought when we looked at it before. But also, we had been speaking to a ghost who had possessed a really not talented bard, and so I had trepidation about it for reasons I maybe couldn't trust.
Speaking of that bard, is he still here?
I
He
hope
is not currently.
so.
No. He usually
Great.
takes for he usually comes like at night and stuff like that to entertain.
Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I wondered why it was more
Ronaldo.
tolerable in here. You're much better than he is, by the way, Theoden.
Thank you. I mean, I know, but thank you.
Let's
I
see.
don't know why you're laughing. It's the truth.
Trey is laughing.
So Grimly's going to be trying to copy the map, I think?
So I guess the question is, should we go for Imdra now? Should we go talk to somebody about the Duragar? Or should we try and figure out what this map does? Or should we try and do all three?
Well, I
I don't
did.
think we should waste any time
I
looking for Imdra.
Well, to be fair, if the local town guard are anything to go by with their capabilities, Imdra's probably going to be dead in the next 24 hours.
No, I would like to move on Imdra as soon as possible, though I suspect that both Scython and Imdra will be, not possibly Imdra, possibly the halfling she was speaking to will be at the tavern, the White Trout. So that's two birds with one stone that we can investigate.
Besides,
True.
I tried to bring up the Druagar to the town speaker, but I'm pretty sure he's in the middle of a mental breakdown, so maybe just go speak with Scython.
His own guards did turn against him. Some of them.
I mean, it was Brian. Whoever didn't see that betrayal coming was just blind.
Also true.
Although, speaking of blind, Grimly, once you're finished copying this map down, I'm going to be trying to dispel this illusion.
How is that speaking of blind?
Go ahead.
Grimly, you complete the transcription to the best of your ability, of course, on a random scrap piece of paper.
All right. In that case, then, Kinrava's going to use her drow high magic feat to cast Dispel Magic on the paper.
All right. You cast Dispel Magic on the paper. And as you cast Dispel Magic on the paper, that's as beautiful as you can get. I mean, that is 1-to-1 what Grimly drew. So, yeah, you cast Dispel Magic on the paper, and many of the runes disappear off of the paper. As a matter of fact, the first 2 rows of runes disappear, and the bottom 3 first 2 columns disappear, and the last 3 rows disappear, leaving only the top 6. So in terms of what that means for anybody that's watching the stream, I'll kind of show you which ones are left.
Can anyone read this now?
No, it's still in that same text.
Now, are you just talking about in the key, or do those also
No,
disappear
off the map
in
as
the
well.
map? In the same way?
In the same
Or just
way,
if they disappeared from the key?
If the same like order of there. If you look from on the map, you can see that there's 5 per row until you get to the last one, which has 4. So essentially, the first 2 of each row disappears. First 2 of each column, and then the last 3 rows just completely disappear.
So
leaving essentially what looks like what you see, on stream or whatever. And then I'll even do this. I'll let's see. Can I copy and paste? Does that work? Let's see if it works. All right, cool. So, oops, shit. So we'll do this, and this one is going to show what is available on the map side. So the map side, again, like I said, it's basically just the same. It'll be the top 3 right ones.
And then if I'm looking at it correctly, the second row would be the first far left, the middle one, and then the far right.
Yeah, So essentially, what you see on stream now, minus the like top left, like N looking rune, almost like an N.
Mm-hmm.
That would be gone from the map. So you would have like the M with the cross, the F, the X, the strange double X on top of each other, the Y inverted looking thing, and the, I don't know, weird looking T.
See, that's what I was afraid of. I was worried that the runes themselves were just attached to it by the illusion spell.
But it doesn't appear that those runes were necessary.
Possibly.
Maybe this is like a X marks the spot type deal. Where the runes
True.
are is where the treasure is located.
Although I think we should worry about this after we're done getting information on either Imdra or the Dark Dwarves.
This doesn't seem to be overly time consuming or sensitive.
Speaking of weird magic stuff, does Abel and Leodin still have, like, mist coming out of them when they talk now?
Theoden does.
He has a
Yep.
blue scar.
Abel has a very
I
like
have
non-visible to the naked eye kind of issue.
Actually, in that case, Leodin, I think I may be able to help you with this whole mist breathing issue. Would you mind if I cast a small spell on you to try and figure out exactly what's going on?
Don't let her do it.
Sure.
Alright, Kinrava will... Since apparently I didn't realize Identify could do this, she'll cast Identify on Leodin, because apparently it can identify spells cast on people. Or magic effects.
Yeah, sure. If they're not a curse, which you do not get anything back. From Identify.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, you cast Identify on her, and aside from her magical presence and voice, you are unable
And
to...
the cape.
And the cape. You are unable to pinpoint what exactly might be ailing her. You can definitely knock off the list that a magical effect is taking a hold of her that might be dispellable.
Okay. Well, whatever happening to you is currently beyond my power to actually do anything about, unfortunately.
It's not hurting me.
No, but I'm pretty positive that if you die, you're going to freeze over.
Probably. I am in Icewind Dale.
Only
The
good
plus
thing
side,
about...
he'll be preserved for other people to admire.
I didn't think of that. Oh, that's lovely.
They might put you in the town square like the new attraction.
So when I die, can you make sure that I'm dying in a nice pose? Also, can we go?
Yeah, should probably start over to
Just
the
real,
tavern.
just real quick. That map. I noticed that the Y that's on the lake isn't in the section of the key anymore, and the thing that looks like a C isn't in there anymore, or on the map side. If we switch those, is it readable?
Are you asking the DM or are you asking the team?
I'm asking Alanu.
Yeah.
In Giant, these symbols don't mean anything to you at all. You just know them that they are written in the way that a Giant's language would be. The angles, the I don't know, the basic shapes and stuff like that. But none of these hold any particular relevance. You note it in the same way that you would say if you were speaking English and you wrote, or if, I'm sorry, and you were trying to read French. It's written in Arabic letters, but you would not understand what the hell that meant.
They don't mean anything in their current configuration. They're letters, essentially runes, but they don't hold any meaning as they are.
Gotcha.
Real quick, we got a tier 3 sub from Elrian94. So big shout out, Elrian94. Thank you, which is my brother in real life. He supports me. He supports me because he's an awesome family member, and I love him.
Hey, brothers.
Thank you, bro. Love you. See you soon. All right. Thank you. Anyways.
Will this have counted as a short rest?
Considering, yeah. So if you want to take a short rest in terms of whatever you're trying to do.
I will attune to that ring.
You may attune to said ring.
Am I cursed?
Hey.
You're cursed.
Oh man.
I will roll to see if I get my hit points back.
Yeah, if you're missing any HP, you may roll your hit dice.
Might as well.
I roll one of my hit dice for a short rest, right?
You roll one of your what? You can roll as many as you want for however many levels you have. So you have a total of 4 hit dice that you can use.
Oh.
When you take a long rest, you can gain back 2. You can gain back half of your hit dice per long rest.
Okay, so I got 2 hit dice.
All right.
You add con?
Yes, sir.
And you will add your you will add your con to the roll.
That is a 4 and a 5, so I'm back up to full. Yay. And I will also use Arcane Recovery to get back some of my spells.
I would say
y'all.
on top of everything, unless you guys spend another hour here, because you were casting a spell during that time, you are not taking a short rest.
Oh.
Now you
Well,
guys
guys,
can
I'm
take
not
another
leaving
hour
for
here.
another hour, so...
Okay, we'll say that you guys spend 2 hours here. Yeah, before you leave,
I'm
you
not
can take,
leaving for another hour, so...
We'll say that it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon before you guys finally take off.
Can we go
Jesus
now?
Yes, let's go.
So impatient.
Kinraba just doing some exercises, stretching it out, and eating her food, taking her time. But you guys absolutely...
She just, like, conjures Owen. She just conjures Omen back, hands Omen over to Liam, and is just like, pet this and stop whining.
If I remember correctly, your bird doesn't like me.
He's a familiar. He'll do
Now
whatever
click.
I say. Be nice.
He kind of looks over at Kinraba, and like the ears go down, and the like owls do. They can like furrow their brow and just kind of look angry.
The evil owl meme.
Yeah, and then he just kind of slowly turns over to Leodin and leans in. All right, you guys are able to take your short rest. You can attune. Blah-de bloody blah. It is now 2 p.m. How would you like to proceed? Where are you going? What are you doing?
Wet trout, correct?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, you make your way over to the Wet Trout, which is on the northern part of town. And very simply, the fact is the weather has not yet subsided. It is a bit windy, kicking up in your face a bit. And the cold weather gear is coming in very handy as you place it over your heads and allow basically only your eye holes to kind of lets you see through the snow here. And as you make up to the wet trout, you can see standing outside, you see a very large turtle kind of breathing into his hands.
Jeff!
He just kind of waves you
How
down.
have things been?
Good. Find anything.
Found lots.
The killer.
What are you
Did you
after?
find the killer?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
totally did. Yes.
Oh right, we forgot to
found
tell
him.
we forgot to tell the speaker we killed him.
Well,
I
he had a
thought,
letter sent.
Yeah, I thought Trevor sent a letter.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Jeff knows.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, we found him. He was terrible. Almost killed Abel and myself. But we bested him. And he was super magical.
Well, I'm glad you got to avenge your friend.
Too.
And he kind of looks over at you and he's like, "You in town for a drink? Go on in."
Information.
Sure thing. You'll find there's quite a few people inside. I need to open this door and you can hear the sound of the tavern kind of going. A small tune being played in the background, kind of giving you the feeling of returning to civilization yet again from being kind of out in the boonies for a few days, almost a week at this point, 3 or 4 or 5 days, something like that. And you guys now make it back to this place. You open the door and in you step, and on the inside you do see a series of people that are familiar. Let's see. Inside you find Nat1Fun is serving a couple of dwarves that seem to be a bit, for lack of better terms, kind of destroyed by frostbite. But they seem to be very, very happy, kind of laughing up the fact that they may be commiserating in the fact that it's just freezing cold here. But Nat1Fun looks over at you and kind of gives you an acknowledging nod, and kind of shoves her head in the direction of an open table.
I go to that
Take a seat.
table.
She walks over to the table and she's like, "What are you having?"
Whatever alcohol you got.
"Sure. It's on the house. What are you guys doing? Did you guys find the killer?"
Yeah. Yeah.
"That's good. Take care of him, or did you, what's the deal?"
He is super.
It's good to hear. Hopefully things will start returning to normal here. I'm gonna go get your ales. You look around the tavern and you are able to spot some described faces that you had previously been on the lookout for. You do see a series of different creatures in here, but one that stands out to you as a bit of a tipsy or a lush-faced red tiefling that sits alone in the corner, seems to be talking to himself. And he has his mug in like both hands, directly in front of him, as he's kind of just looking in different directions around the table and speaking to himself, going quiet every once in a while. You do find that there is a halfling that is currently sitting at a table with several other assorted races of people. You see a human and a half-elf. What are you guys doing?
Which one of these do we want to talk to first?
I'm going to intercept Nat1Fun coming back to the table, grab my glass, and go sit next to the tiefling.
Okay. So you go up to the tiefling, and he doesn't even look up from his mug. You just hear his strange, incoherent ramblings for a second. He takes a moment and then finally stops talking as he notices you're there, and you're just like sipping on your drink in front of him, and he looks up to you and he's like, "Can I help you?"
So, hi. What's your name?
And he kind of like brings his chin up, like kind of almost highbrow, and then and he was like, "Name's Scython."
Nice to meet you. I'm Leodin. I hear you're the ferryman here. Is that true?
Used to be.
Well, yeah, nobody's got the real job anymore.
You affected by the cold too?
Yeah. I used to travel all over. Now I'm just here. Forever. And ever. And ever. And ever. And ever.
Ain't we all?
Probably. Because when we're gonna get out? Anyway, so I heard a rumor. And I'm looking for a little bit of fun. That
Whatever they said about me, it ain't true.
I just heard that you were a good person to talk to about adventures. Is that
Oh,
wrong?
That might be true.
Alright. So, I heard that you know how to get in touch with some Duragar, and I would like to get in touch with some Duragar. Do you know how to get in touch with them?
Durgar? No.
The Dark Dwarves.
Don't know nothing about no Durgar.
I just realized. I just realized. We had talked to Imdra about investigating the Dark Ones. And she told us to speak to Scython about the Dark Ones. So she's probably just following up on that. Scython, can you tell us where Imdra went?
Oh, hello, little one. Didn't even see you there. No, I don't know about, Imdra. What'd she say?
That you knew all about the Dark Ones.
Dark ones? You keep saying dark ones? Do you mean the footsteps and the voices I heard?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Can you tell me all about that?
Sure. Why don't you buy me another ale?
Absolutely.
And he just waves over at Nemetra, and he like points down at the table. She rolls her eyes and goes back to the back and starts to fill up another ale. Where do I start? Right then. Voices. Footprints. They took me boat.
What are they going to do with the boat right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Did they
Make
tell
it their
you?
home?
When was the
No.
last time you saw the voices and heard the voices and saw the footprints?
My, how many have you had to drink? Probably about a week
Too
ago.
many.
Haven't really gone out
Yeah.
ever since.
Is your boat still where it was and they just took it as theirs, or did they take it away?
Aye, no, it's the ferry. Out on the docks. He kind of looks around.
They didn't tell you anything.
He's like, no, they didn't tell me nothing. I wasn't speaking to them. It's not like I spoke to them and said, hello, how are you? What's your name? I just heard voices. Saw footprints leading back to my boat. got scared off and came back to have some ale.
And you've been having ale ever since?
That's none of your business now, is it?
Probably not. Anything else interesting you can tell us?
And he looks around again and he's like, maybe.
What'll it take to get it out of you?
I don't know. How much is it worth to you?
About dinner and 3 more drinks.
How about me drinks for free for the rest of the night?
All right.
He just like claps his hands. He's like, look, I know what they are. But there's only one reason I do. The word, the name, and he looks around and he says, does the word Dazan mean anything to you?
We might have heard it.
Right. So, once was a wizard named Dazan that made his way into town, yeah? I had got my hands on some black gold, if you will. You see, I had found what they call shardolin. Black crystals found out in the snow.
Oh.
Now, Dazan came to me, I guess, because he heard that I had them. Don't know how he found out, but he did. Thing is he asked me to find more. I agreed. He told me that he'd pay me a hefty sum. Only problem is, well, I couldn't find no more. I must have just been lucky when I found this one. The one that I gave him, of course. Now, Dazan, he made it very obvious that he was not someone to tinker with. Didn't want to steer wrong. So, being a man of high intelligence, I may or may not have given away his position and or the way he looked in disguise to the guards.
Oh.
You know, he was very dangerous. Turns out he killed people. I didn't even know that.
Well, then that was good that was good.
Turned out I did a service to the city.
Yeah, everyone should be happy. They should be lauding you.
Went from murder all the way to hero. And he just looks up and he's like, anyways, pretty sure those dark ones that you keep mentioning has something to do with what I had found. Because I hadn't found these creatures or whatever they are until I had found that shard.
Where'd you find the shard? Do you remember?
Sure, out in the snow.
Alright, there's a lot of snow. Do you remember where?
Look, there are some
North,
secrets
south,
left
east,
untold, yeah?
It might help us
Got a man
with
killed.
these unseen ones.
To be honest, found it after a blizzard.
Oh.
So odds are I can't find it no more.
Gotcha. Alright, well I'm gonna go talk to Nemetra. Tell her the drinks for the night, your drinks for the night, are on me. And if you think of anything else that you want to share, let me know.
Sure. He just kind of says, good on you.
Nice night. I let Nemetra know? Just
Yep.
to put on a tab.
She does.
And then I walk my happy self over to the table with all the people and sit as close to the halfling as I can get
Okay.
without being in his lap.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Chat, why don't you guys go ahead and roll me. You guys can roll in chat now. Don't forget, it's slash roll. I believe it's slash roll. What was it? Slash roll
20?
I think it was slash roll d20 or something like that. Look in your commands. You should be able to find it under exclamation point commands. Anyways, chat, go ahead and roll me a series of d20s, please. One per person. I think it's d20. Don't separate the 20 from the d. So exclamation point, roll d20. There we go. So Arth got us a 17. We got a 14. We got a, what is that, 15.5 so far? Slash, or I'm sorry, exclamation point, roll d20. We'll wait for one more person to input. If they don't input in like 10 seconds, there we go, Loch-Ness with an 8. Alright, so that brings us down a bit. So we had a 17, a 14, and an 8. Looks to be about an average of 13 or 14. We'll say 13. So with a 13, while they're talking at the table, you hear one of them say that this is like the human talking out of the group. And they seem to be like leaning in closely to each other, and they talk about like their different adventures and everything like that, and their trade routes. But one point that sticks out to you, one of them says, goblin scavengers prowl the tundra on the backs of wolves or in wagons. They also like to ambush travelers on the Ten Trail on this side of the mountain pass. Well, a group of trappers found the goblins' fortress in the mountains, supposedly. Someone should just go there and wreck the damn thing.
Are you gonna do it?
Do you lean over to their table and say that?
Yes.
Alright.
Why not?
As you lean over to their table and say that, they all kind of like shift immediately in your direction and notice that they're being eavesdropped on. And they immediately like furrow their brows and begin to like stand up from the table and grumble.
Are you
And begin to
leaving?
leave.
I was listening to your stories.
And then one of them, like the half-elf, says, mind your business.
Is the
Why?
halfling leaving too?
Yeah, the halfling's with them in tote.
Can I talk to that small one there? Or do y'all make decisions for everybody?
And she goes, the halfling looks up to you and says, just because I'm small doesn't mean you can call me a small one. What do you want?
I call him one all the time.
Well, that's just rude.
So I heard from somebody that you were telling Imdra about a tower.
He just kind of like, hey, watch it. Keep it down.
You were telling Imdra about a tower?
Yeah, how did you come to know about the tower?
Exactly just the way I told you. I heard from somebody that you were talking to Imdra about a tower. We're looking for
Look,
Captain Imdra and we're worried she's at this tower. Can you tell us more about it?
word has it that Dazan, the wizard that burned here not too long ago, he was in search of these crystals, this Chardolin or something like that, yes? Apparently, he had found a location in the tundra, a tower of sorts. Not sure if he found what he was looking for, but I would go myself, of course, but I'm sure it's best kept to the secrets of the lands. I'm sure it might be something you'd like to explore if you're into self-mutilation and death.
Absolutely. Do you know which direction the tower's in?
He looks up and he's, maybe.
What'll it take to get that information out of you?
He looks at the group. 1 minute. They start to converse. You see the halfling turn around and then look back at the group, talk some more. And he comes back out of the huddle and he's like, 50 gold.
That's a steep price for just a direction. Am I dealing with you or am I dealing with somebody else?
You're dealing with me. What's the problem?
Just making sure if you're making the decisions.
I am making the
You did
decisions.
have to. Oh, then why did you have to go talk to everybody else?
Just wanted to make sure that I was getting the right price.
Gotcha. So for just directions, normally the right price is like 10 gold.
10 gold? And he turns to the group. 40.
Have you been adventuring long? Do you know this?
40 gold.
No.
He goes, well, I guess Imdra's life isn't worth 40 gold.
I bet we can find her.
Good luck without my directions.
Actually, we may be able to.
He just kind of looks at you and just gives a whatever face.
How about 30 gold and whatever we find from the tower?
Kind of perks up his eyes and his ears kind of pop up. Turns to the group and they're very clearly saying no. And he furrows his eyebrows and he turns back towards you and he says, deal. And you just see the other two go,
Thank you.
He says, well,
all right, Kinrava will give him 30 gold, yeah.
Yeah. It's do you have a map?
Yeah.
I've got. Yeah, we do. Yeah, gotta double check them.
And he will take your map, and he will draw on it the location, and he will state that he got these from his trusted sources, that there is a spire-like tower that runs off the side of a sheer cliff. So yeah, and you get the idea of where it might be located. And for reference, it is northeast of Easthaven. about twice the distance from Caer Konig to Kelvin's Cairn. About 3 times. So Caer Konig to Kelvin's Cairn, distance-wise, and then about 3 times that length to the east instead of to the west.
All right.
I'll properly mark it on your maps when we get back, and I'll probably just do that over break so that I can show you guys exactly where he marked it.
Okay.
And he finishes marking it.
much.
He finished marking it, and he places all the coins in his pouch. He tosses a couple coins to the other guys and says, "You in need of any other information?"
Have you heard any unusual rumors, I suppose?
And he kind of looks around and he's like, "I heard, now this is just a rumor, I heard Jeff doesn't even wear no knickers underneath his clothing.
Fascinating, I'm sure.
Can you imagine how bad he smells?"
Fascinating. Thank you for your time.
I look
Make
over at the other two and I said, next time, if you want a better price, you should be nicer.
And she'll like
Walk away.
move past the halfling
Mm-hmm.
and towards the other side of the bar.
Okay.
I just wait until he's like turning around to leave and then walk on past him.
Yeah, no problem.
And as he's turned around to leave, and she's going to try and pickpocket him.
Okay.
Oh, God. We're going to die in the wet trout.
All right. Go for it.
Alright, what am I rolling here?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, sleight of hand. Oh, I've got a +1 to that.
Oh, great.
Natural 1.
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
Come on.
I love your dice.
They're so pretty.
Very nice. Go
That is
hide-
21.
Okay.
Please tell me he had more than 30 gold in his pocket.
You pickpocket him. I need you to roll a percentile dice.
Tell dice. That's a D100 and then a D10, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Roll a D100.
Just a D100 or a D100 and a D10?
Well, it's both to get the 100 the percentile.
Okay.
These
So
two
you're gonna
guys.
roll. Yeah, you're gonna roll the one with double digits and the one with single digits.
Oh boy. What am I gonna get, you guys? That is... I'm not joking, it's 69.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my god.
What is my dice
In-
tonight? I'm
in-
worried about my roll.
In honor of the obligatory nice, you reach into his pocket and you grab out a handful of gold,
Nice.
and you're able to pickpocket about 69 pieces of gold from his
Jesus
pocket.
Christ.
And as you do, of course, you don't just like reach in and grab like a handful of gold. You pickpocket the pouch off of his waist. And as you pull the pocket, or excuse me, as you pull the pouch away, you see that it is accompanied with a small traveler-sized notebook about this big.
As I do that, I will cast Minor Illusion, because Minor Illusion doesn't require any verbal components, and I'm going to make the coin purse that I just pickpocketed off that guy, and I'm going to quickly just make it look like a small little vial on my on my belt.
He walks out of the bar, looking pretty happy. As he opens the door to the bar, you hear a bit of a kerfuffle outside. There seems to be some struggle between Jeff and an individual. You see that the halfling and the half-elf and the human have to kind of like sideways move through the door as someone and falls onto the floor into the inn. And you see that Jeff is like, sorry. And he's like, get back here. He's like, no, help. Help me.
I'm gonna walk over. Jeff, you need some assistance.
Like, no, I got it. He's a wily one. And he's like struggling on the ground. And he's got his hands like over his stomach and on his chest. And he's like, oh, like struggling in pain on the ground. And Jeff goes to like grab him and he's like, he's just struggling and pushing back. You sit him up, like against one of the tower, like the towers, one of the columns that reaches down into the inn, and he sits up and he's like, oh, "Fuck! Oh!"
What's wrong?
He places his hand on you. He's like, "You have to help me. It hurts so." And he coughs and like blood like runs out of his mouth and like down his chin.
Not normal. Grimly.
Yeah.
What? Can you do something about this?
No.
He's just wailing at this point. Like half the like
Oh my God.
everybody is like stopped moving. Everybody is like staring at him right now.
Is there do
Do you see any visible?
anything?
Do a medicine check. Do a medicine check. Yeah. Give me a medicine check, Olanu and Leodin.
18.
Where are numbers?
Damn it, Olanu, what'd he get?
Sorry, 13.
Okay. All right, so we had Leodin, you said 20 something, yes?
18.
18. Sorry, I can't remember. I don't know why that's so funny. All right, I just forgot.
No, it was the fact that you assumed I got a 20 something.
Yep.
Well, I think in my brain it just said, okay, she got a high roll. I'm waiting for Olanu, and I just thought over 20. Leodin, Olanu, you're just like kind of panicking. Once you saw the blood, it kind of like grossed you out a little bit. Leodin, you start to like look him over, and he will not remove his hands from his chest or his stomach. He's just like holding it over it like this. A bit of blood seems to be dripping out of his mouth onto his chest at this point. Grimly, you were saying.
Sorry.
I'm gonna look at Numetra and I'm gonna tell her that she should clear the area for a moment while we look at this guy.
Okay. Numetra is like, I'm not gonna clear the bar out. What do you expect? He's like, just go back to what you were doing. Don't pay attention, or everything's fine. And everybody kind of just grumbles and kind of like continues to stare and drink at the same time.
I'm going to use... I would like to cast Healing Word on him just at the first level.
Okay.
And just go, I'm going to need you to move your hand and put my hand on his hand and cast Healing Word.
Okay. Go ahead and throw out the spell and roll the hit dice.
And he gets 7 points of healing.
Okay. You give him 7 points of healing and he's like, and And he breathes for a moment, and his hands kind of just fall limp to his side, and he's like breathing heavily. And then after a few moments, no. And he starts to become in just horrible pain again. He moves his hands, and you see that there is no visible like cuts or lacerations to his shirt. No blood seepage through where you're looking.
The poison?
Or an illness.
He just looks over to looks over to you guys like that are just kind of hovering around him at this point, just super wide-eyed, and he's just like, I'm scared. Help me. And suddenly his eyes roll back into his head, and he falls over, thunk, unconscious. And he, for a moment, his like eyes are closed and his breathing steadies. And as everybody kind of like leans in closer to be like, dude, are you okay? He immediately wakes up and screams super loud, like, ah! Like at the top of his lungs. And then suddenly you can see his shirt, his like the area like around his chest and around his stomach, his shirt begins to shift and move underneath the clothing. And suddenly he takes his hands and rips off his shirt that he is wearing currently, and his stomach is bulging in an area as it begins to move across his chest until suddenly it gets to a certain point and he's screaming basically stops as a sudden as his chest bursts open, blood splatters everywhere, and suddenly a large worm begins to exit out of the man's chest. Like tiny beady black eyes with super large, sharp, long teeth as it at the group.
No, Ripley when we fucking need her.
Like to smack it.
Everybody go ahead and roll for initiative.
This is so funny. We just played the Alien RPG last night.
Fuck. It's not a good roll.
It'll be better than mine.
I just imagine we were all like real close and then
Oh yeah, I mean, you can imagine like you guys kind of like leaning in to be like, dude, are you okay? And then suddenly, and just like gore all over the place.
Fucking Rob is not gonna get close to a guy who looks like he's about to give birth. No.
Now I'm shouting, clear the bar.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
To be fair,
I leave for 2 minutes.
To be fair,
and aliens.
This is why I don't like fish. They're full of parasites.
To be fair, I think anyone who just saw this is probably gonna need a drink.
It's a knucklehead worm.
Knucklehead worm.
Taking low doses of poison.
All right, so let's go.
The map is still up on roll 20.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to be a. This is all a Theater of the Mind map here.
Okay.
Nice.
You're in range, Grimly. You don't need to use movement.
Hey.
All right, let's go down the line. Abel, what do you got?
21.
Grimly.
5.
Olanu.
9.
9. Kin.
1.
A 1. My favorite. And Leodin.
You have negative initiative?
17.
No, I don't. My initiative is on my dex, not my strength. Thank you very much.
Those How do you get one?
So the natural one.
Oh,
Natural one with
yeah,
no
Plus one.
I got 2.
pluses.
Yeah, so it's a 2. My bad,
Okay.
sorry. 2. Yeah, 2.
Okay, 2.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Don't
two.
worry.
That's a big difference, you guys.
All right. So, firstly, the creature bursts from this chest of this individual, who immediately, after screaming at the top of his lungs, loses consciousness and drops to the ground. The creature looking up at you, you see this strange-looking, like long, elongated, tadpole-looking creature. Like I said, with beady black eyes, really long, sharp teeth, and a spindly, pointy tongue. As it begins to look over its surroundings and immediately forecasts who it's going to attack next, the creature rolls a d4. Grimly, the creature looks in your direction and immediately will jump out and try to attack you. So the first to hit will be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
19 to hit hits. This is going to be
Just hits.
As it lashes out, it does 2 points of piercing damage, and it jumps up, like straight up out of this chest cavity. As if gravity doesn't exist, it jumps up and leaps at you and latches onto your neck.
No.
Can I smack it?
Sentinel, can I smack it?
It is currently latched onto your neck. Leodin, or I'm sorry, Alanu, you may smack it.
Get it off!
Or attempt to smack it.
It's just being like in pure terror at the fact that this thing is one attached to him. She just doesn't even think and swings at him with her axe, like trying to chop the worm.
Yeah.
No.
Don't roll a natural one.
I didn't. Why am I always on the wrong?
Say goodbye to Grimly, everybody.
Team.
I think you
Or
cut
that you
out
can-
when you said
Oh, yeah. What'd you get?
Team.
How much? 18? 13? 17? All I'm hearing is teen.
Yeah, it's like cutting out like perfectly.
Oh no.
1-3, so 13. 13 hits.
Hey.
12 points?
Well-
I'm gonna be birthing a worm here in a couple minutes.
All right, so 12 points of damage. Grimly, the thing latches onto your neck, and you're like, "Ah, get it off! Get it off!" And suddenly, Olanu, and just fucking chops the thing in half, and it just drops off of you and begins to writhe in 2 pieces on the floor as it wriggles and weaves itself on the floor until eventually it begins to slow and stop as it latches onto, or as it dies kind of like right there on the ground.
What the fuck? Am I okay?
Are we in combat? No,
You're the person who normally heals.
So the thing dies on the ground. The man in front of you, by the way, everybody has backed up at this point. The inn has panicked. Many of the members of the inn have taken their mugs and ran for the doors. Many of them running for the back door, the one that you had entered before, to get in. And then a few of them shoving past you to get through the front door. At this point, you do see that Jeff has pulled out his longsword and was prepared to fight if necessary. And a series of like people hiding behind tables and behind chairs, you see kind of poking out once the commotion has stopped. Grimly, you have like a ring-shaped marking of teeth like around your neck.
What
Jeff.
was that thing?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
I've seen that before.
Is it dead?
Do I
I
know what the
just-
fuck that was?
I'm gonna squish
Can
it
I
underneath
step
my
on it?
boot.
Yeah. So Grimly and Leiden having the same idea, smash either side of the creature, just smashing it onto the floor.
I could have examined.
Fire
Can
help?
go ahead and roll a history check for me. With disadvantage.
Is there literally a thing I can roll for? Fuck! What the fuck?
Yeah, roll a
Oh,
fuck
that
what the
was
fuck,
good.
please.
Let's see. First one was a 19, which is but the second one was a 16. So a 16, that is plus my history. 16 plus 6. 22?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a 22, you would note that this is some sort of parasitic host, brought forth through some strange creature that you have never met. It leads you to believe that there was a gestation period, allowing the creature to formulate itself within the man in question, but you are unsure of its origin.
I don't think it
Anyone
came
else
from a
seen the
fish.
strain?
I'm sorry? What'd you
Said
say,
anyone
Olana?
else seen the strain?
Yes! Yes!
So, as this is happening, everybody kind of seems to slowly be leaking back into the inn. And you see that Nemetra kind of stands up from behind the bar and she's like, "Get that shit out of here!" And she points to the guy.
I have to say, Nemetra, I know that knucklehead trout is a little bit difficult to cook, but I didn't think cooking could do this.
"It's one from me. Get that
Don't
out now!"
say that.
You see that he puts his sword behind his back, and Jeff walks up and just grabs the man by the 2 feet and starts to pull him. And because he was sat up, his head kind of like slams against the wood, and he begins to pull him out. And
I'm going to assume that guy's dead. Like, you said he was unconscious before, but he's dead now, right?
well, he dropped unconscious from the pain, but after like a few moments, you notice that his fucking chest bursts open and his heart has exploded.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
you
yeah,
could probably get the idea that he's probably
You're
long
saying
gone.
there's a chance.
So you're
Saying there's a
saying-
chance.
Does anybody have a diamond? I can heal this man's heart.
So, out of curiosity, in the Underdark, there were things our priestesses could do to cure diseases and such. Do any of you have that sort of magic?
No.
No.
Congrats, Grimly, you might be pregnant. Have fun with that. Here's hoping we find someone with that type of magic.
Search that body for a bite.
Oh yeah. I go
Jeff
and
is like
I
already halfway out the
investigate
door,
more.
and he just like stops pulling it and begins to look over the body. He's like, "Yep, right there on the neck."
Oh, shit.
He looks up at you and he looks over at you and like with like one eye and like he starts reaching for his sword. "You good, Grimly?"
I think
Oh.
it takes a little bit to like grow.
I
So-
didn't tell you shit, you don't know this.
No, this is me just guessing.
Yeah. Or lying or telling you, whatever.
This is me
Trying
saving
to-
Grimly
yeah,
for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. You see Jeff kind of like give you guys the side eye, and he's like, "Grim, you best find out what's going on."
Yeah,
That's our plan.
We're doing the same thing that happened to him. I'll take care of it.
He
Really
puts
like
the sword
him.
back.
He don't want a weird thing bursting out of his little chest.
Oh.
And he begins to pull the body out again. He's like, Nemetra, somebody watch the door for a second. I'm gonna walk out to the outskirts and throw him out. So he begins to make his way out and to the outskirts, which is not too far from the tavern, as you guys are like on the northeastern part of town. What the hell was that? Nemetra says.
A bug.
Just a bug.
Drink,
I've
please.
never seen a bug.
That's a parasitic creature from I'm not sure where, but I imagine there's a long gestation period.
And she kind of just like covers her mouth and she's like, Grimly, I'm sorry, but I don't want to serve you. If that thing's in you, I don't want you transmitting it.
Oh my god.
That's not how it transmits. You have to be bitten by the bug. Literally.
Better safe than sorry. I don't want anything bursting out of my chest. And she's like, look, if you want a drink, that's fine, but go outside.
Alright, I see how it is. We help you and it's cool. I'll walk out.
Wow, that would have
walk
been
out.
really bad if it was us, right? Like, oof.
Nemetra's like, she kind of like looks around and she's looking down at the thing of blood on the ground now, and she's like, fuck. Goes back and goes to grab something to clean it up. And at this point, we'll go ahead
It might
and take
still
our
twitch,
first
by the
break.
way.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and take our first break after that insane parasitic attack. And we'll return here in a few moments to pick up where we left off. See what our team does. Now that they've received about 30 other quests, we'll figure out what they decide to do.
Yeah. What the hell? You motherfucker.
One of our own might have a worm
Look,
burst out of their chest.
I'll keep stacking it, alright? I'll keep stacking these motherfuckers. The longer you guys spend in these towns, I'll keep stacking them. Alright. Let's
Like,
go.
get out of the towns.
Be back
You put a
soon.
xenomorph. What the fuck?
So I hope you enjoyed the chest burster. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Enjoy chat.
Well,
Arth, it looks like our raid. Arth got his mail today.
Yay!
Ooh, post photos.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I want to see.
Okay, how much fucked up is Grimly now? Like, first he's got like this weird book haunt in him, and now he's traumatized, and now he's got this.
And I just have frost breath. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, like Grimly might do something crazy.
Well, if we didn't have a reason to get lesser and greater restoration before.
How the fuck do you get that out?
If it's what I think it is, I think you need greater restoration. I think it's a slard tadpole.
Well, even then, like, we're 4th level right now.
I think lesser restoration might be able to get it out. Actually, I'm not sure.
Hopefully.
Well, we can try it, but Grimly doesn't know what lesser restoration is.
Oh no.
Is Grimly getting taller? Grimly's 5 foot tall, okay? He's tall. He's like average for a girl.
was 5'5".
I don't know. He's the same height as Kenrava.
Yeah, Kenrava's only like 5'1". Drow were really short. I say really short, that's the same height as my mum.
Alright, so on a scale from 1 to chestburster, how you feeling, Grimly?
Like, Grimly's gonna have to do something drastic to not get this parasite in his blood.
Well, if we didn't have a reason to get greater restoration before...
It's okay,
that's like
Magnus. I am technically shorter than... Yeah, definitely need... All I can think of is going outside and start cutting my neck.
Oh, jeez.
That's kind of dark.
Oh, nice, Loch Ness. I dig it. I like the design on the axe. Very cool. You nailed the eye of
Yeah, that's spot on.
of Helm.
Love it. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody suck on my neck.
Suck the poison out.
No! No! We'll just have to find someone with, like, lesser or greater restoration. Can bards learn lesser restoration?
I don't know what spells I get next level. I think I get a second level spell, so...
Can bards learn what?
Lesser restoration.
That's a good question. I don't think so. Pretty sure they don't. They
Yes.
do?
Oh yeah, bards
Oh,
can
I
learn
don't know.
lesser. Bards can learn lesser and greater restoration.
There you go.
That must be new.
And rangers can, actually.
Yeah, Loch Ness, Grimly and Alanu have the same size axe. It's a great axe. It just looks big in my hands.
Yep. Bards can learn it. It is base game out of the player's handbook. I guess I never even remotely considered taking those two, so.
So, Trey, don't feel pressured, but we may need a restoration spell.
You're
I
muted.
was already looking it up as soon as that worm spawned.
I love how restoration is just like the Advil of like D&D.
Abel, I'm gonna need you to suck on my neck.
You just gotta survive. Oh, good. You just gotta survive for another level.
This is fine. This is fine.
I'm gonna be like rolling Constitution saves every day or something.
I hope it's not what I think it is. Because if it's what I think it is, that's
I don't
pretty
want to know
terrible.
what. If you guys, yeah. Okay. Let's look.
Could be anything. It could be friendly. You never know. What if it's a friendly
Yeah, totally.
parasite?
Literally just killed
It
somebody.
just attacked. It just killed a man and attacked
What if
one of our
what
homies.
if that man asked that parasite to do that? You know,
He seemed pretty chill
Yeah,
about it. To be
I'll
fair.
cast command
He
on
seemed pretty
the
chill about
parasite.
it.
All I'm gonna say is, so long as it does this and look at general, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hey, Doug for the host. Cage,
Oh, God,
Bride,
big balls.
Coach, all you guys, thank you for the host.
I use cleric spells, right?
think the paladin has
As
his own list.
as a paladin, you have a few cleric spells, but you have a lot of like class specific as well.
Yeah, someone made a Spaceball stroke in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
I get lesser restoration. next level.
you just gotta
So
make
we'll
sure.
give it a shot. But
Yeah, you'll be fine.
looking cool. Locate
Man, I wonder
objects.
how your dreams are gonna be now.
Oh my gosh! I just imagined like having my reoccurring dream, and then Tori looks at me and goes Grimly, and then a fucking worm pops out of his chest.
20. Doug says 21 total months, 5 streak, and all I can show for it is a quick drive-by sub and host. Y'all have a great session, and I can't wait to watch it later. Right on, Doug. Thank you very much for the support, man. That's almost 2
It's a
fucking
doozy.
years.
Is Doug an OG?
Doug is, yeah, big time OG.
I didn't know he was an OG.
Yeah. You hang around long enough, you
What a
get
watch time
admin.
his
Or
ass.
you get what is it called? Mod.
Mod.
Yep. See, again,
That makes
old man Bumble coming out there, calling them admins.
Okay.
Literally everything in the world was admin before mods came around. Moderator. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
To me,
He spent a whole month of his life watching you, by the way.
In his own defense, he does lurk a lot.
Gotta love it. In
Also,
retrospect,
those-
I've watched every
Go ahead.
stream that since we've started. I've had it up, so
What's your
I'll
watch time?
myself.
Trey, freestyle real quick.
No, absolutely not. That's my friend Jose.
2 days.
I'm absolutely not doing that.
Oh, I also watched when you're. Also watched yesterday, so that probably added like 8 hours.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, I watch every Game Pair Friday.
You motherfuckers, I do it.
I pop in literally for a second. I don't even get to hear your words.
I
Hi, bye.
don't.
I pop in so fast that you don't even speak yet because it hasn't loaded your screen.
Okay, that's good. It's good because sometimes there's words and pictures up on the screen.
Yeah, I literally, it's just hi bye and then I close it. I don't even know if you see it.
I do, I definitely do. But I'm every time you do it, I'm like, get out! And like chat's like, no, go leave. It is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
no clue.
Now we drinking strawberry milk over here like adults.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had that in like 15
Out of that
years.
red solo cup, like a G.
Yeah, to my red solo cup like a.
They need to bring that back, like adult strawberry milk. Kind of like a Irish coffee, but strawberry milk.
If they miss
got you.
game prep, we send them
already
really
think I
bad
figured
cliff
it out.
notes. The really bad cliff notes is just the live game. I don't know what you're talking about, Gronk. Like, we come up with amazing ideas in game prep, and then it's all fucked up when we get to game. Everything just goes off the rails.
God, was this a game prep idea? Was this
This was not. This was not a game prep
Okay.
idea. I surprised the
Okay.
viewers as much as I surprised you guys with this one.
Okay. So if Grimly dies, we can't blame chat. Okay.
Correct. Not this time, at least. Not this
we
time.
can always blame chat.
I already told you Grimly's never gonna die.
There you go. From the horse's mouth.
You've been right so far.
Abel, on the other hand,
Yeah, we'll see.
He
he's
teeters.
gonna die multiple times.
Yeah, probably.
Does
All
lesser
right.
restoration cure, like... I don't know what this counts as. Disease? Parasite? Pregnancy?
Pregnancy. I'd like to cast lesser restoration on my baby.
All I can think is to just cut a giant gash out of my neck and hope I survive it.
Yeah, I don't
You
think that's
won't.
gonna work out.
Let me
so
just
well.
tell you this, you won't. I've seen the size of that axe. You won't.
As both DM
$1 million
and player, I
business
love
style.
finding out just how far off the rails we can make it. Yep.
All right, blood transfusion. Let's go.
I mean, maybe if you just slightly poison yourself.
Yeah, go like
He's a-
swim in the lake or something and just
He's
stay
a
under the
dwarf.
water.
He's got resistance
Oh.
to poisons.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It- that would be smart though, to like poison your blood so that the parasite dies. I just have to make my
unless
body
it's a
uninhabitable.
natural parasite
that's what a-
and it
that's
has
what a fever is.
resistance.
Again, Baldur's Gate 3 flashbacks here.
Y'all don't even know each other's
Alcohol.
blood types? God.
Alcohol. I'm going to just get completely inebriated and
Abel
hope
doesn't
the
have
alcohol
blood.
kills it.
That's how it works.
Jeez.
Is
Totally.
you.
The worm comes out all drunk.
All right.
It's like-
I would have loved to have
What's up,
seen
guys?
that on camera. I was not looking at the right. Fuck. All right. Looks like everybody's back. I think we're going to go ahead and jump back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Move back to here.
Right.
All right. And we're back.
Oh.
So, as Grimly kind of is shooed out of the inn, and Nemetra cleans up the spill of blood in the middle of the tavern. Everybody slowly makes their way back into the inn to begin drinking, and Jeff, on his way to the outskirts to dispose of the body. I mean, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
I followed.
Recovering.
Mentally recovering. Got it. Duly noted.
Yeah, once Grimmy leaves and then lead and follow, so I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. You guys make your way outside.
Kinra was just going to like look at Iceheart and just go, you know, if that had actually gotten into you, that would have been far worse. So
Figure.
What do?
well, actually, now that I think about it, you probably would survive. You're pretty sturdy. Hmm.
Depends on where it like inhabits within the body, I suppose.
That dwarf hasn't got long to live.
Grimly is just
You
kind of
should try and-
sitting and drinking next to you guys, like shaking his head.
I guess
No,
we
he
should
went out
try
the
and find a
bar.
way to
Didn't
get rid
serve
of it.
him.
You what now?
Then Kinra will go out and with them, yeah.
Okay.
She was saying this in the tavern, now she's gonna go out.
Sure. What are you guys doing? You're outside.
Should we follow
So-
up on the leads?
Which
I don't-
lead should we...
So
I'm-
I'm a little more worried about Grimly here.
He's like,
Should
I'm
we-
fine. He just like,
Him
he wraps like a small like handkerchief around his neck and tightens it and puts his cold weather gear up.
What cuts his neck open?
You guys know of any place that has maybe a cleric or some other institution that might have good healers?
This is Icewind Dale. Here people bathe in the river and use pine cones for money. Good luck finding a temple.
Wait, we could have been using pine cones for gold this whole time.
No, that doesn't work. I tried.
Grimly only knows of like one place in Bryn Shander, essentially, that is like a still standing place of worship.
So, should we there's a fair gestation period on that, from what I could at least see. But do you want to see if we can handle that? Handle the Dark Dwarves, who are apparently planning something? Go and see if we can save Imdra from not dying out in the cold place?
Don't forget about the Goblin Fortress.
Oh, right, that. I'm sure the halfling will deal with that.
Speaking of, as you guys, yeah, if you would have let him have some gold. As you guys are talking, the three of them return post haste to your location and look directly at
cast
you.
Invisibility.
What the fuck? They look at you as you disappear, and as you disappear, like, hey, what the fuck is that shit? As they look directly at you. And they're just like looking at the party now. They're like, wizard, she's a wizard.
No.
Duh.
Oh?
She's not the wizard.
She's just disappeared. Where the fuck did she just go?
She went inside.
I just saw her disappear in front of my eyes. What do you mean she went inside?
She just walked inside.
Okay, first let's, okay. She stole my gold that you just gave me. You are so very lucky that we are in Easthaven. Just be notified right now that I plan on getting my gold back. You hear me?
Watch your tone.
You watch my tone. You stole from me.
Wait,
How do you know it was her? That you were in a whole tavern full of other people who could have pickpocketed you. How do you know it was
A
her?
to point B. I went in. You gave me the gold. I walked out. I no longer had gold.
Did you drink?
Maybe one of your
spend it
friends
all
took it.
drinking?
You are the most incorrigible group of people I have ever met. And he just turns around and walks away.
Thank you.
He storms off.
Okay, so now that that's handled, I feel like we should go for Imdra, unless Grimly wants to do something particular.
Did Ken actually take that gold?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
None of you guys would have seen it. It's a 21. Passive perceptions wouldn't even have caught it.
This is
I know.
Kim we're talking about. She couldn't jump a set of stairs.
Hey,
She's not that
You hear come from nowhere.
She's just standing
yeah,
there
she's
invisibly.
still there. She just stayed in the same place. She didn't make footprints. She just stayed in the same place.
Sorry, Ken.
fuck?
No, it's
Don't
true.
apologize. She could totally have done it.
I feel like we should check out this ferry while we're here, and then we can immediately go to find Imdra.
Listen, I
if
appreciate
this-
everybody's concern about me, but my main priority right now is Imdra. Don't worry about me. We'll figure it out.
So should we
Alright.
handle? Should we go to the ferry,
having a
or
real
should
bad
we go
time.
with after Imdra?
Group
Well,
vote.
if there are-
Tempo.
If there are Durgar this close to the city, we should probably stop that.
I mean, they've been here for a few weeks, but
I think we should go find Imdra. I think time is of the essence.
I agree.
All right.
I think if the Duergar have been here, the Duergar have been here. And who knows, we may have killed them.
I don't know about that. I think that whatever they're doing, it's a long endeavor. We probably have time on that.
All right, let's go find Imdra.
let's get our axe speaks from the inn then.
All right. So you guys gather your goods, return back to the inn to kind of unstable your axe beaks. They seem to be cordial. They seem to be healthy. and they're fine with their new owners for now, and have basically they have their saddles and some saddlebags attached to them. But other than that, they come as they are, essentially just donkeys. But anyways, you approach them, you grab them, and you guys want to head out, I assume, immediately, or are you doing anything in the meantime?
Firstly, I'll feed my Axbeak a ration.
Okay.
Just to make sure it's fed.
Yep.
And just try to warm up to it.
All right. One ration down. Make sure you subtract it from your total there.
I'm gonna pop my head inside the inn and say, "So, Mistress Bardaban, quick question for you. Do you know of any healers or wise women or anything in the area, like in Easthaven itself?"
Easthaven, no, I haven't heard of any.
All right, that's all I needed.
Very well.
Thank you.
Go. Be safe. You can. Are you all using a ration to feed your pets at this point, or your creatures?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and subtract a ration from each one of you guys, and you can begin to make your way out. Now this is more. Actually, you know what? I'll take you in Roll20. I'll take you to the large map to show you kind of where you guys are headed at this point. And I'll transfer everybody over there as well in chat once I find the damn map I'm looking for here. There it is. Okay. Icewind Dale. Let's take you guys over there, chat. Probably gonna take a second to load because, you know, things.
Holy shit. I forgot how big this map is.
Right?
It's like it's doubled. Wow.
Yep. You guys have been chilling in 10 towns. It's time to move out. All right, so you see Caer Konig, you see the Dwarven Valley, you see Caer Dineval. The next point of reference is going to be out here, that diamond to the east of Caer Konig.
That's a long way.
So yes, you can see that comparatively, it is a long way. And the reason it's a long way is because it is off the beaten path. You have always, since you started this adventure, been traveling along the like pre-made paths. The only time you haven't is between Caer Konig and the Kelvin's Cairn. And actually, I'll bring that to the map player as well, since you've already been there. And you note that, of course, like traveling outside of the roads that are pre-made is essentially or basically like plotting a course in Antarctica. It is very difficult, and luckily enough for you guys, you have procured some axe beaks. Now, these axe beaks allow you guys to move at a decent pace. You don't have to move, you don't have to rest as much with axe beaks, but there is still a decent amount of travel time between locations. Between these locations, anybody watching, do you guys have my travel times PDF available? I had a PDF that had travel times all throughout Icewind Dale, and I had completely lost track of where I had placed it.
Caer Dineval from Easthaven was a day.
Yeah, no, the only thing is that they're different because of the fact that they're not along a path. So they double, they triple, they there are all kinds of weird things.
Actually, from Cair Dineval to Easthaven was about 6 hours.
Yeah, so 6 hours between Easthaven to Bryn Shander. 6 to 7 hours between there. We're gonna say that because I don't have my stuff in front of me, unfortunately. I will get back to you guys to correct
a day or
it.
two at least.
Yep. So I'm gonna say that right now is gonna take you guys close to about 24 hours to get there. So it's gonna be around like 21, 22 hours to get to the location. If you head straight there immediately with no rest and all that stuff. So 22 hours with 0 rest. And if you want to rest to make sure that your birds are up and good, between there, I'd say about 4 to 5 hours of rest on top of that. So you're looking somewhere between 23 to 25 hours.
Okay, then. Gives me all my spell slots back. Yay.
If you take a long rest at some point, but while you are traveling, that is not considered a long rest. Not in Icewind.
I thought you said 4 hours rest.
4 hours of rest intermediate. So like 1 hour of rest each time you need rest.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Not a single 4 hour rest, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
go ahead.
Maybe we could head back up to Cair Konig and then head over.
Oh, I found my times tables. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you exactly how long this is going to take. That way we can better represent what we're going to do. Sorry. All right, so we are going to the spire or the thingy thing. So we're looking at from Cair Konig. It is an additional 10 hours from Easthaven to Cair Konig. Easthaven to Cair Konig is 11 hours, 21 hours. So exactly what we were saying before. So, yeah. It is 11 hours on foot. So it is actually, no, I lied. So it's about 6 hours. So we're looking at a total of about 16 hours. Right. So 20 hours total. From here to there, you're looking at 20 hours total, including rests.
I think we should get to Konig. I think we should take a long rest, and then I think we should go in the morning.
Okay.
So we're not traveling at night in the snow.
I'm alright with that.
But I don't think we like chit chat. I just think we say hi, fall asleep, get up, and leave.
Fair enough.
That'd be longer or shorter?
Well, it's going to add an extra 8 hours or so, but it's worth
It
going.
would add like 4 hours.
I don't like it. But if that's what you want to do.
To rest during the night, of course, you're looking at, at a full 8 hours sleep in Cair Konig. So it adds an additional 8 hours from into the 20 mix or whatever to get a long rest in between.
I want to make sure we don't go to something not being well prepared.
What time is it now?
2, probably 3.
Yeah, it's closing in around 3
we'll get
p.m.
like 8 or 9 hours of travel time.
Yeah, but we would be traveling like in the dead of night through the wasteland, like through the ice.
In all fairness, it is always night.
True.
Yeah, and it's going to be the same amount of travel anyways. But in the morning when we wake up, it'll be shorter from wherever we camp.
Yeah. Plus,
So go ahead, sorry.
As Grimly, it's just whatever you guys want, but I'd rather get there as soon as possible.
So if you are taking, so that is from Easthaven to Cair Konig, and from Cair Konig to the location, because it's faster to take the predetermined route and then go off course as little as possible. If you just go from Easthaven straight to the location, we will say that you can cut off an hour of time, but you will not get like that cozy 8-hour rest in Caer Konig. But you would you could head straight there.
I honestly, the long rest might be worth it. We used a lot of our abilities against the people back in Easthaven.
Yes, I have
Is he saying it won't be
capability.
Is he saying it won't be a cozy long rest, or that it won't be a long rest at all?
No, it just won't be like a cozy long rest. It won't relieve you of any, like, you know, because as I mentioned, the location in Caer Konig was a very hospitable place.
Either way. Understandable.
So it's up to you guys. What would you like to do? Are we heading to Caer Konig, or are we heading straight there?
If we go to Caer Konig for a long rest is definitely worth it, in my opinion.
All right.
Right.
Caer
All right.
Konig it is. So we are going to fast forward through this. That way we don't spend an entire session in travel mode. So you guys make it from Easthaven to Caer Dineval without issue. Caer Dineval has seemed to liven up a little bit. There are a couple of people that are walking around now in the town. You see that the front doors of the castle remain closed, but you do see visible guards now on the outside of the large precipice up top. You make your way through town and you go all the way up to Caer Konig. You are cordially invited to a nice sit-down dinner and drink, thanks to Trovis and his companions. He questions the fact that you guys are back so soon. He didn't expect to see you guys for a while. And thanks everybody for the good time that night and had, very much a very fun time. So you guys can go ahead and take a long rest and take the benefits of a long rest. May gain back half of your hit dice that you've spent. You will have to use another set of rations for you and your... I'll say you can forego using it for yourself, as they would have fed you here. So you'll use another ration though for your pets. And then from here we'll start off 8 a.m. or any earlier if you'd like, because you guys would have gotten there early enough to start at any point in the morning that you would like to go.
Grimley's already up early because of his streams, so
yeah,
whenever you guys want to go, he's ready.
In the morning.
Would I be able to buy more rations here?
Yeah,
I
you
have
could.
plenty if you want some.
You have 20?
I have plenty.
Oh, plenty. Okay.
I have 10 actually, or still left.
I'll just buy some.
Okay. Yeah, you can have rations at we'll say a discounted price this time. So, looking to buy a ration.
That was my last ration.
That is 5 silver pieces. We'll take it down to 2 silver pieces per ration.
Got it.
Ooh. Then I'll get 4 because I have 8 silver pieces.
There you go. You can get 4 more
For no reason.
rations.
I'm also gonna buy a few rations. Just the discount.
Yeah, how many rations do they have?
Enough to feed you all. They seem to be in a happy state of mind. The goats have been returned. They slay a goat in your honor, and you have food for days.
Dang it!
I will 3.
Sarah and Molly are still on the mend, by the way.
Does 20 sound fine, or is that a little ridiculous?
20 rations, like just for you individually?
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me, high or low.
Oh boy.
I love it.
18.
18, you got it. 20 rations.
Damn. All right.
Nice.
Goddamn. Now I gotta feed this goddamn X-Beak.
Yep. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I mean, here in Iceland,
Gotta name it
if
too.
if you're out and about, you gotta feed those things, and if you don't have food, then there's some issues that arise. So, take as many rations as you like. If it's above 10 rations, roll a d20, and if you get below a 10, you can get 10 rations, but nothing above it. If you want to take more than 10 rations, you may roll a d20. If you get above a 10, you may take as many as you need. Make sure that you are subtracting it from your gold total. 2 silver pieces per ration. All right. So while you guys work that out, I will state that Abel, as you wake up the next morning, you find that you have a strange itchy feeling on the top of your head.
Oh, great.
You go to itch
I
it.
also run my fingers through my hair.
Yep, and you find a very hard, like, long tube that is sticking out of your head, and you feel around, and you feel that one of, like, your hair follicles has morphed or transformed or moved or appears as a large feather on the top of your head.
Excuse the fuck out of me. Can I pluck it?
What the fuck?
Sure. You take the feather and thunk, pop it out of your head. It's fucking painful. As you do.
Yeah. Can I look at it? What is it? What color? Like, what does it look like?
It's like white with blue stripes. Like.
Great.
Right.
Great. Fantastic. Love that.
Wait.
Waiting.
Okay.
Okay, so as everybody gets their rations and Abel wakes up with a feather on his head, you guys set out the next day. What time would you like to set out? Give me a time.
7.
7 instead of 8. You got it. So
Make
you
up
guys
the
set
hour.
out. You guys set out an hour early from 7 a.m. and begin your march eastwards towards the diamond on the map. As you guys are going, you note that this is going to be about 10 hours worth of travel. So from, let's see, what was it, 7 a.m., you're looking at an arrival time at about 5 p.m. Minus the resting period, so around 7 p.m. So we'll say 12 hours from here to there with rests that you are able to get there. On your way there, about 8 hours into your trip, as you guys are making your way across the tundra, the blizzard is getting pretty heavy. The snow is beating down. The wind in your face from the axe beaks running is becoming a nuisance, and the cold is biting. As you're all running, the axe beaks are in tote, so just like one after another kind of thing. Let's get a bit of a marching order to kind of give us a visual representation of the caravan that you guys are in.
I will take the middle.
I'll be in the lead since I can see through blizzards 60 feet.
Okay.
Figure after Abel.
Okay.
And then also, I'll probably have Kaylee's beacon of hope, or Kaylee's beacon up
Yep.
too, so that we have cardinal directions.
I'll bring up the rear to make sure.
Abel, lead,
Make sure we
and
don't get like attacked or anything.
I'll
So
be
it's
in the middle.
Abel. Well, it's Abel, Theoden, Kinrava, Grimly, and Alana.
Olanu. Sound good? All right.
Door.
As you're going along, you guys begin to hear like the sound of like the echoing footprints as your axe beaks begin to cross over what looks to be like a frozen pond or a frozen creek. Very, very small in time in terms of like how large Lac Dinashir is. It is more along the lines of like a small creek or a small not lake, but a small pond. You hear like the talons kind of like echoing across the glass. It's like almost like laser sound effects. And as you guys are going, let's see, where did I put this? Oh, I know where I freaking put it. That's why I couldn't find it. Give me 1 second. All right, so you guys are making your way, and like I said, the footprints of the creatures are making some strange noises across the ice, and then suddenly you hear the ice underneath you start to, and you see that across the ice, large cracks have now formed across where you're standing. As you hit the reins to continue faster across where you're getting to get across, suddenly the ice cracks, and each and every one of you tumble over your axe beaks as your axe beaks lose footing, and everybody spills head over heels into what looks like a large crack or cavernous entryway directly in front of you. The earth kind of gives way in front of you, and you all fall over your axe beaks, and you begin to go on a downward slide into the earth. As you are on this downward slide into the earth, you begin to you land on your butt and begin to slide on this ice, almost as if on a luge through the earth here. The angle is sharp enough where you're trying to like grab and reach to anything to slow you down, but your descent into the earth is very rapid. And as you're coming down, you see that right in front of you, Abel, right in front of you, there is a large set of stalagmites that have protruded downwards in front of you. I need you to roll a where is it? I need you to roll either a dexterity, acrobatics, or a strength athletics check, whichever is better for you.
They're the same, so I'll do athletics.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 6.
Okay, excellent. So, you are heading straight for this giant stalactite or stalagmite on the ground, and you go to burst through it with your athletics. You see that it is made of like almost like a see-through, like clear gem-like glass, and you're like, oh, I could probably just break right through this thing. Lo and behold, this thing is quite thick, and you go wham, and you slam into your shoulder. You slam it into your shoulder and roll off to the side. And as you do, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage directly to your shoulder, leaving it open and still there for the second person. Leodin, go ahead and roll me a strength or dexterity check for me, whichever's better for you.
God damn it.
19.
19. So are you rolling strength or dex?
Dex.
So you see Abel slam into this thing directly in front of you, causing you to immediately react and move over to the side. You just like roll onto your stomach, allowing you to dodge around the large icicle in the middle of the thing, giving you basically the ability to turn around and say, hey, look the fuck out, there's something in the middle here. And I need everybody else to roll the same thing, either strength or a acrobatics check with advantage this time.
Guys, there's a thing.
Yeah, as you guys are like falling at Mach speed.
Right.
Nice.
Her voice echoing to the tunnel.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. So if you rolled above a 13 athletics check, so a 14 or above is a success. You take no damage. If you rolled a 16 or above on your dexterity check, your acrobatics, you take no damage. If you rolled a 15 or below on your acrobatics or dex, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. If you rolled a strength athletics check and you rolled a 13 or below, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. You either smash into a set of crystalline stalagmites on the ground, or you dodge and move around, or you smash directly through them, allowing them to shatter and not immediately destroy you. Now, as you guys are sliding down this thing at a Mach speed, slamming into stalagmites in the way, rolling and dodging out of everything, Abel, since you're the first one, go ahead and roll me a... No. There is a path ahead of you. And as you are, like, sliding and trying to dodge these stalagmites, you see that the path splits into two directions. Which way would you like to go? Left or right?
Left.
Left it is.
It's dark in here, right? We can barely see anything.
Yeah, like your light, any lights that you have is reflecting off of like these ice cavernous, like circular tubes that you guys are falling down at this point. And so you have chosen left. I need everybody to also choose which direction you would like to go, left or right.
Did I see Abel make a decision?
Abel has made a decision in front of you and leaned to the left.
Okay, I'm following him.
Okay, you lean to the left.
Following them.
You lean to the left. Everybody following? Yes? No?
Yeah, let's go. Left.
All right, everybody leans to the left. That's fine. So everybody leans to the left as the chamber begins to open up a little bit. The slide shoots you out at an angle near the roof or near the ceiling of this gigantic icy chamber. You come to a slamming halt at the bottom and just kind of begin to slide a little bit on the ice that you are sitting on until you slide through a thick layer of coagulated blood that slows you to a stop. As you all land,
ugh, that's gross.
You follow this like river of blood. Essentially, it's not deep or anything like that, but you slide through it. You follow the trail of blood as it leads up a ramp, a large ramp in front of you. Who does not have dark vision? Is there anybody that doesn't have vision here as we talk?
I mean,
okay.
But I can cast light.
Yeah, Leodin and Olanu, you currently are in the dark. You are lost to the darkness here. Grimly, Abel, and Kin, though, as you kind of fall into this area, you look up and you follow the blood trail up a long, up a large cavernous ramp. And atop this ramp, you see a large, snoring creature. Huge, as a matter of fact. When you look up at the creature, you see that it's like a hulking mass of a thing. You see 3 heads attached on the shoulders. One of an owl, one of a tiger, and one of a wolf, all atop a single creature. I need you to roll a dexterity stealth check, everybody in the group.
This will be great, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, not bad. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Is this how you do me?
No.
Trey, your dice
I
are
got
broken.
a 22.
You need to send those back.
21.
22, 21, Grim.
People who can't see.
8. Abel.
I got an extra 1 for a 7.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got a
rolling like shit.
17. I got a
Okay,
17.
I gotta write these down. We got a 20 something and a 21. What was Alanu?
22.
22.
Alana was
1.
Okay, 22, 21. Grimly was an 8.
17.
7, 17. All right, so we're looking at a group check at around 15 or so. At this point, as you all arrive at your destination, sliding into position, Grimly, you're tumbling head over heels, and your armor is like clack, 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 clack against the icy base of this room. Before I tell you what happens, you look around the room and you can see that there are 2 exits to said room. Behind this giant creature, and behind you to your right, there is a smaller opening that leads into what looks like another room, a large opening room. The area behind the creature looks to be ramped and headed upwards. The other room heads downwards at a smaller slope. Now, as Grimly falls head over heels and his axe slams into his armor about 3 or 4 times before finally coming to a sliding stop, the creature shuffles awake. But it only seems to be that the wolf's head wakes up, yawns, and looks in your general direction for the moment. As it does, its eyes widen in surprise, and the remaining 2 heads awaken and see now that there is an intruder in their lair. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
That was a long fall. Fall.
Why do I ever roll with this die?
So I don't know why I didn't have this on here, but roll for initiative. All right, here we go.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It betrays me every time.
It's beautiful and it betrays me.
it's a gorgeous die, but yeah, it does not treat you well. You are in an abusive relationship with that die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody chose to follow me. That means everybody's gonna die.
Well, it was either that or let you die down there.
I was gonna die either
It
way.
was so tempting to go right.
I just
wanted somebody
realized
to go right.
I could have cast Levitate on Grimly to make his armor stop clanking.
Well,
All right.
when I rolled low, I was going to say that I stood up and started talking.
I mean, yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can roleplay like how you fuck this up.
What is
Holy
this
shit,
place?
shit.
Did you guys fucking see that? All right, Grimly, what do you got?
Initiative 12.
Leadin.
So that's a natural 1
Oof.
for an initiative 5.
For initiative
And I
of
think
5.
that might be my first natural 1
I
of
think
this
it
whole.
is.
Holy shit, is it really?
Wow.
I kind of think so.
For 5. Olanu, what do you got? I missed it.
We
What you
didn't
get?
hear you. We
Yep,
can't hear you.
still
What's
can't hear
going
you.
on?
I think your sound gate is cutting off the first thing you say. 8.
8.
Abel.
Or is that a 35? I got a 26.
Damn, Abel.
Yeah, I'll do a 19.
All right, Kin.
I have an 18. 17 plus 1.
All right, excellent. So, this is going to be Theater of the Mind as well. It is a small cavern, enough to hold the creature. You have a 5-foot gap around its precipice. The precipice it sits upon is 10 feet high. The ramp that goes up to it is 10 feet high. Imagine a big donut, but instead of a ring in the middle, it's a large column that kind of reaches up about 10 feet high. On your side, there is a large ramp that reaches up to that area. Does everybody kind of understand what's going on in their heads? 5 feet around the donuts, large column that comes up. The radius of the room, not the diameter, but the radius of the room is 30 feet. So you have about 60 feet in total from side to side. Now, being that Abel rolled a fucking 26, this is your game, my friend. So,
Don't be
with
a
the
hero.
26, this fucking gigantic creature, which is very big. This thing is weighing in around, I'd say about 12 feet high, 15 feet
God.
almost in depth or in length. What do you do, Abel?
Oh, I hate going first, even though it's kind of what Gloomstalkers are supposed to do. Well, hell.
Well, here.
I'm gonna draw my bow.
Yep.
I'm gonna run to one of the exits. There, you said there's a smaller.
There's a
exit out of this
smaller room, yeah, it's about 10 feet away from you, that leads either like further down kind of into this area, but away from where you are. Now the cavern opening is only about 5 feet wide, like the hallway that leads to the other room. The other exit is huge. It's like a big tunnel that leads upwards.
I'm just gonna go to the smaller one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run 10 feet towards it, but not go through it, and just sort of stand to the side of it.
Yep.
And I'm going to. This thing is awake, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot arrows at it.
Yeah, you see the wolf, it like slowly like shakes its head. You see like ice crystals that have formed on its fur begin to like break off as it shakes its head. And the lion like yawns, showing you two large fangs. Almost saber-toothed tiger like. What do you do?
All right.
You run over 10 feet.
First, yeah, and then I'm shooting 2 arrows at this boy.
Do it.
That is a 24 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
Minimum damage, 5 points.
Okay.
And then the second attack. 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Oh my god. And then I'll do favored foe on this one also.
Okay.
$19 points of damage on that one.
19. Okay, that was much better.
Yeah, it was. And then I'll just stand at the door as I knock another arrow, and then I'll shout, "Through here!"
The first arrow like knocks into the creature's foot, as it like has its arms kind of like crossed in front of it in a sleeping position. As it's getting up, it knocks into his foot, and the second arrow strikes like directly into the neck of the central creature, which is the lion, which is like the tiger's face with the large fangs, and you just see him as it pisses him off. And what are you doing with the remainder of your movement? Sorry.
I'm staying right here, and I'm just shouting for everyone that we need to run.
Okay, so you're chilling at the start of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You look behind you, and the tunnel only goes about 15 feet back to the big, large room that
Oh, cool.
there's in there.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you, Abel. Next up,
Thank you.
Kin with an 18.
Oh joy. How far am I from that tunnel that Abel is pointing into?
You're all about 10 feet away.
Okay. So she's gonna run into the tunnel.
Yeah, with your full movement speed, you can make it all the way to the end of the tunnel if you'd like.
Yeah, she's gonna do that. After seeing it's a dead end, she's gonna turn around and glare at Abel a little bit.
Well, it's not a dead end. It's not a dead end. It leads to a larger chamber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying you can get all the way to the beginning of the larger chamber if you'd like.
Okay. Then she is, as an action, I can summon Omen back.
Okay.
With Find Familiar.
Yep.
But that's not casting a spell, it's just an action.
Yep.
And then she is going to cast Dragon's Breath on Omen.
Okay, you can cast Omen up to like a certain amount of feet away from you, yeah?
Yeah, 30 feet. So I'm going to cast him right in front of me, though. Yeah, right in front of me. I got to roll for his initiative, though.
Yeah.
As an owl, that's a... Yeah, as an owl, it's a +1 to dex, so... That's 15 plus 1. That's 16.
16. So he goes right after you no matter what.
I got the thing here if you want proof. I promise.
No, what are you doing? That's fine.
So yeah, she's going to cast Dragon's Breath on Omen, and she's going to use the Order of Scribes to change it to psychic damage.
Okay. So he now has the ability to shoot psychic damage out of its mouth?
Yeah, he breathes migraines now.
Wonderful.
He just screams really loud.
All right. Before he gets a chance to do anything, Dragon's Breath is cast and everything like that on the creature. You have used your action. You have used your bonus. All right. So at this point, the large creature will stand up. You hear the sound of like falling ice in the distance, echoing throughout the tunnels. As the creature shakes furiously, it like knocks the arrow away from the chest of the center creature and will make a series of attacks at the group. So, Liadin, Grimly, and Olanu, you are still currently there. And it's going to look at you. And the first thing it's going to do is lift up its large tail that was seemingly out of sight from you for the time being. And it lifts its tail above its head, and as you look at it, you see that the tail is nice and furry all the way until the very end. And at the tip of the tail, you see the tip ends in shards of ice that shoot out almost like a mace or a morning star. And as it looks at you, it takes its tail and whips it in the air, and the ice comes flinging out in your directions. First one is going to be at Olanu. That is only a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Second one is going to be at Grimly. God bless. You lucky sons of bitches. 14 to hit.
No, sir.
Liadin. What in the... 14 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, okay. Well, at least that, I guess. All right. So, Liadin, you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Are you not
Plus-
wearing armor?
Just leather armor.
Your dex is 4, right? +4. No? Oh, 3. Okay.
All right. So,
Sorry.
let's see. The
Well,
Spike
actually...
comes out and does 3 points of cold damage on top of that.
Oof.
As soon as it strikes and finally makes contact with you, it shatters into non-existence and leaves behind like a bloody, bloody hole where it hit. The creature jumps down from its area and like lands directly in front of you all. And as it does, all three of the creatures roar out in unison: a wolf, a tiger, and an owl. As you can imagine what that sounds like all at once. The tunnels reverberate with the noise, and it causes all of you guys to like shut your ears. And it looks very angry. Kin, your birdie is up.
All right then. Omen is going to fly out, since it has... How much movement speed does he have? Oh yeah, 60 feet of movement. Okay, so he's going to fly out, fly right in its face, and breathe dragon breath at it.
Okay.
So that is... Let me check. 3d6.
Is there a save for Dragon's Breath?
There is. I think it's a dex save.
Okay.
So it's a dex save against my spell's DC, which is 14.
It makes a 19 plus, so we got a 20 on that.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, half damage. 6, 4, 3. So 13 points of psychic damage reduced down to... 6.
All right. You see one of the creatures takes like a blast of psychic damage as it reels back, and the other two start to like chomp at it to get it to pay attention.
Yeah, almost just going to fly into its face. Its eyes are going to glow and make a loud hoot noise, and just going to breathe a migraine. And then it's going to... He's going to fly back into the tunnel with me. Because he can do that.
What is the range of your spell that you just cast?
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's got flyby.
Oh, okay. So flyby allows him to not take attacks of opportunity, yes?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's why I said right in his face.
So now we have... Grimly, you're up.
Okay.
Creature is in melee range with you.
Yes. First thing I'm going to do is channel Divinity Vow of Enmity on it. So I'm just gonna stand there and... You won't come near my friends. You'll come for me, and I will rid you from this plane. And I'll have advantage on him for 1 minute with attack rolls. And then I will cast Bane on all three heads.
Okay.
They're separate
What's the
creatures, right?
save?
Technically. 13.
Doesn't matter. Roll an awesome natural 1. The creature is baned.
Does it count as just one creature, or does each separate head count as a separate target?
Well, currently you would think that all three heads could possibly be attacked individually, or you could attack, the body. It's up to you how you want to formulate this in your mind. But for all intents and purposes, and for D&D, normality, it is one creature. So the creature is baned.
All right, perfect.
All right.
And I will run I'll run to the right, like away from the rest of the party, to try to gain its attention.
Okay. I assume you're staying within melee range of it. Are you taking an attack of opportunity?
Around the other side. No, I'm just moving around its other side.
Okay, no problem.
That way it's not hitting all of us at once with its tail.
Sure. Olanu, you're up.
Also, in an attempt to try and get its attention, she's going to scream at it and swing.
Okay.
Recklessly.
Is she raging?
Recklessly.
Recklessly.
Okay, so yeah, she is raging as well.
Maybe not recklessly. This thing's big. I don't want it to have advantage.
Yeah, the thing stands like a few foot taller than you, but in length it's like double length of you.
Okay.
If possible, she would like to try to position herself opposite of Grimly.
Yeah, you can do that. You can roll with advantage. You're raging? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I like cut out at the moment when you said rage.
Just some rage. 16 to hit?
Let's go.
Yeah, 16 hits.
You should just always be raging so we can listen to this song.
Right?
9 damage.
How much?
9.
9. Okay. That it? Leodin, you're up.
Okay. She's not gonna move. Or I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna say exactly where I am.
Yep.
I'm a
You
little
guys
pissed off.
You guys are positioned like triple around it, like one to its left, one to its right, and you're right in front of it.
And I'm going to look at it and tell a joke, but at the same time, Tasha's hideous laughter.
Sure.
Oh no.
So I need the creature to make a wisdom saving throw against 14, excuse me.
Okay. That is a 15 wisdom save.
With Bane.
Oh, you motherfuckers. That is a 12.
Yes.
Thank you, Bang.
It's within range. It just found my joke incredibly hilarious. And it falls into a fit of laughter, and it is now prone. It lasts for a minute, and they're unable to stand up. At the end of each of their turns, they can make, or anytime they take damage, they can make the wisdom saving throw again.
With Bane.
The target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage.
Okay. Yeah. If it's triggered by damage. So, the creature looks at you in a strange manner. Did you have a joke prepared for such a situation like this, Leodin?
Oh, I have a great joke about a wolf, a tiger, and an owl walking into a bar, and somehow you're the punchline, but I'm just figuring it out. Give me a minute.
And then you were born.
The creature, like all three heads that were like, completely hydraing out and looking at different things, all turn to you and like begin to like waver and like tilt their head to the side, like the dog tilts its head to the side like a confused dog. And then suddenly the middle tiger head as it just like lands on its stomach, and like the large claw in front of it reaches out in front of it, nearly crushing you, Leodin, and slams it into the ground. And the other two heads look confused and try like getting the other one to stand, and the feet seem confused. The creature seems very, very fucking confused to what is going on. That's all I can say is the creature seems fucking confused as shit. Alright. Thank you, Leodin, for that turn.
Chef's kiss.
Abel. The creature is down and seemingly making weird, strange noises. Olanu rages. can send some bad vibes its way. I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna yell, "We need to go!" And I'm going to hold an attack action, but I'm gonna stay right there at the entrance of the tunnel.
Okay. You do note again that this is the entrance that leads into like the larger cavern behind you. Yes. Mm-hmm. So you say we need to go. Hold action for an attack. What are you holding your action for?
That's a good question, Dan. It's one I hadn't thought of.
Excellent.
Zephyr strike. Gonna move
this is what
like
I'm here
70
for.
feet.
I could have done that. I'm actually gonna hold a dash action instead, for if Alanu and Leiden and Grimly make it to the tunnel, then I'll dash. I'll move to the tunnel.
Okay. Kin, you're up.
Can I peek into the chamber behind us?
Sure,
Just
you
to
can.
take a little looky-loo to see if there's not anything bigger behind us.
You looky-loo and you see another one. Its mate, 10 times as large, is behind it.
Yes.
Shit, it has 10 heads.
This was just the baby.
It's 30 heads.
You look behind you in this large chamber. Again, not quite as large as the one you guys were just in. But you guys find that this one, or you guys, Kin at least, finds that this one seems to be a large pile of bones that are completely filling this area. At the very end of the room, the right side of the room, is a large, sharp, almost endless drop off into darkness. That kind of is just filling the right side of the room, probably a good 15 or 20 feet or so of a cliff to the right. You see that there are blood trails that lead through the tunnel into this room.
Right.
You walk into the cavern and see an owl, a tiger, and a wolf.
So she is. Can she still see the like? How far is she in this tunnel if she's at the end of it? Like, can she still see the thing outside?
You're about 25 feet away from it. It's very difficult to see it. You would not be able to see it. It's kind of like currently around the corner from where you guys are at.
Okay.
Abel is able to see it just because he's like at the corner and he can like look around it. But other than that, his line of sight would actually be off, even at the entrance of the tunnel.
In that case, then I'm not gonna do anything. It's rolling around making weird noises. I'm just gonna leave it.
Got it. Held action or anything, or just pass?
I don't think I can actually do anything to it if I can't see it. I'll pass, yeah, because attacking that thing just sounds weird right now with how it noises it's making.
All right, no problem. The creature, who can't stand up, is still aware of its surroundings. It is only prone, so it will try to make attacks towards one at Grimly, one at Olanu, and one at Abel.
Not to rain on your parade again. On Hideous Laughter, they're also incapacitated. They can take no actions.
So, this creature is immune to incapacitated.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding, it's not.
That's what I would have done.
I mean, it's immune to, like, exhaustion and stunned, but incapacitated is its own thing. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is what it is. So it will attempt to make the save, yet again, with Bane.
Is this like
this is so
if
terrible.
I attack it, it wakes up kind of type deal?
Yeah.
It gets advantage on the save.
So this is a 18 total, and then Bane 14.
So my spell save is 14.
So it saves.
That means he saves.
Oh.
So at the end of
Let's
its
go.
turn, you feel like your powers are waving.
Nah.
So that's it. That's the end of its turn, though. So, Grimly, you're up, my friend.
Isn't it Omen's go?
It is Omens. Sorry. Forgot that he's in the turn
So,
order.
seeing as how it's no longer making that weird noise of a mating call, Omen is going to fly out and breathe another migraine on it.
Okay.
Breathe a migraine is the best thing ever.
No, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, not for me. Actually, that sounds horrible.
Okay, so the save is once again
10.
14. Yep, so
With pain.
He gains an additional 2. That's a 12.
okay, so that is 5, 5, 4. That's 14 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And then Omen is going to fly back into the cave with me.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm gonna pepper this bitch to death if I gotta.
All right. Grimly, now you're up, my friend.
Yes. I'm just gonna take an attack because it's still baned and I can't cast a spell. So yeah, just straight attack.
Okay. Why don't you roll a d4 for me, please?
Okay. That's a 4.
Go ahead and roll a d4 for me again, please.
Again?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 2.
Okay. So, as you run away, the large cat-like creature will reach out with its
And
paw.
confusion.
You what?
He said he was gonna attack it.
Oh, I thought you said you were
Said I
gonna
was
let
gonna
it attack it. Let it attack you. I thought you were running.
Oh.
I thought you were taking an attack of
just,
opportunity.
I'm just taking an attack at it.
Okay.
I was so confused. No, I'm attacking it.
All right, go for it.
Dan just really wants to kill us.
Look, I'm trying my hardest. Here
It's
we
like
go.
roll a 4. Okay, you passed. So roll again. And
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Oh, now you failed. Weird.
Actually, the first one
Yeah.
didn't count.
That's only an 11.
11,
Wait, I have
unfortunately.
advantage.
You
I have advantage. Vow of enmity. Motherfucker. That's a
It's also
21.
prone.
21, yep.
I'm
Does
flanking
prone
my-
crit? Or is
No,
it just
prone is
advantage?
advantage.
What, if it was
Advantage.
incapacitated,
We've got, like-
I'm pretty sure you would have crit.
Okay. So 1, 2, 1. 1d8 plus 3 slashing. Where's my d8? Oh. It's 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Heck W. Bonus action. Nothing.
Got it. All right. So you face the thing down. The thing is still being faced down. Olanu, raging. What are you doing?
He is going to again take another swing at it with her axe.
Yeah, sure. You have advantage on the roll.
To hit. Advantage.
Advantage on the roll, yep.
And this time it is 14 damage.
14 damage?
God damn.
Okay. 14 damage done. The creatures, each one of these creatures has a set of antlers atop its head, in a icy, like bone-like fashion. The wolf having more like spiky elk-like antlers. The tiger having almost like tiefling-like horns that like go up and back, and the owl having almost like hoop-shaped horns that go out to the side and up, almost like a crescent shape atop its head. Alanu, you chop the wolf's horn from atop its head.
Thing different about it?
It doesn't like you.
That reminds me of the pick of destiny. I don't know why.
All right.
My fucking horn.
Anything else, Alana?
No.
All right. Leodin, you're up.
So that's not what I wanted to look at. I would like to cast. She's gonna stay where she is.
Yep.
Again, just a little pissed off.
This creature is 2.5 times larger than you, and you're just facing it down, and you pull out a microphone and just go to town on some jokes.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
What are you doing, Leodin? What you got for this turn?
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at the 2nd level, so I need the creature to make a 14. No, I need him to not make a 14 Wisdom save. But that's my spell DC.
Okay. Well, it is currently 18, so even with Bane, 14.
Okay. So that means. Okay.
Bane has caused 3, a 4, and a 4 so far to be subtracted.
18 and half is 9 points of psychic damage.
9 points further down the rabbit hole we go.
And at this point, staying in range would be smart, but I'm going to get away. I'm going to try and get where they are.
All right, so go ahead and roll a d4 for me, please.
Okay. 3.
The owl seems to have fucking hated your joke so much that he immediately attempts to make a strike with its beak out towards you as you run away. The other ones are arguing amongst themselves about which joke was better, and that is another motherfucking natural 1 that I have rolled in this fight.
Plus Bane.
With Bane. With Bane.
Okay. The creature auto crits everybody.
Stop hitting yourself.
Hi!
Leodin, you're able to get to where Abel is, about 10 feet away, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, Alanu. Can you attack off an attack of its opportunity? Yeah, I guess it makes an attack.
If it attacks anyone other than me.
I keep forgetting about Sentinel.
It's the worst.
18 to hit.
It's a wonderful thing to forget. It's like a happy surprise.
What was
It
the
was
hit
an
to
18
hit?
to hit.
18 to hit. Yeah, you hit.
18.
Then 11 points of damage.
Y'all motherfuckers. All right. 18 points of damage. Not on your turn. You may have that. The creature, Leodin goes, all right, we're back up to the top. Abel, your team seems to be wailing away at this poor, innocent creature that you don't even know was trying to attack you at this point.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm like, well, all right, and I guess I'll shoot an arrow at it. It's prone though, so I have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh. 11 misses.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my turn.
Ken, you're up.
So if I move 15 feet to the front of the cavern, can I see it?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna hit it with a firebolt.
Okay, go for it. You have disadvantage on the roll.
Disadvantage. Oh, and that was a 20! Damn it. Oh, well, that's still a 16.
That hits.
Did I do something wrong? That
No,
tone.
no, it hits. It hits.
Okay.
Poor Cerberus.
That is 7
Guarding
points
the
of
gates
fire.
of hell.
That's
7
that's
points
7
of fire.
points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
this
duck back into the cavern.
poor innocent creature, just trying to get a nap in.
I know we're home invaders right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks over at the group of you, noting the damage and everything. Will get everybody but Grimly in its cone, as Grimly has gone off to its right. It will look at you and say, "Fuck you guys." You especially, Leodin. No, I'm just kidding. As if like the DM is calling you. Yeah, in common. Talking. It roars out in pain.
That's how it understood my jokes.
Yeah, exactly. No, it roars out in pain, and as it roars out in pain, you begin to see the eyes of each one of the creatures light up individually, like. And as the center creature's eyes glow, it finally lets out a blast of cold in front of it. So, Abel, Leodin, Kin, since you moved up, and Olanu, I need you to roll dexterity saving throws.
I moved back into the tunnel at the end of my turn, though, 'cause I
If you
still had
move back,
15 feet.
if you move back into the tunnel, you don't need to. You're fine.
Okay.
What kind of save was it? Sorry.
Dexterity saving throw.
Advantage on. I do have a question because I'm opposite of the creature with Grimly.
Yes.
on its
Hence
left,
why it's
but
not hitting
still-
Grimly. Yeah, it's not hitting Grimly. It's hitting you and the rest of the group that were facing the other direction. So Leodin, Abel, Olanu, roll dex saves for me, please. What do you got, Abel?
12.
12. All right. Let's get some dice rolling here. Need my box. Okay, here we go. Sorry. You take 24 points of cold damage. Olanu, what did you roll?
16.
What was it?
16.
16. You
16.
take what did I say? 22?
12.
You
It's
take
24.
or 24. You
12.
take 12 points of cold damage.
6 because of
Down
her
to
cold
6 because of
resistance.
you.
And then 3 because of her bear rage.
And 3 because of your bear rage. You take 3 points of
Oh,
damage
shit.
from a cold of cold.
Oh, resistances don't stack.
Oh,
Where are we at then
So it is
without
cold
resistances?
resistant.
So you take half damage and then half damage. One for the your natural cold resistance, and then one for the save.
Mhm.
So you take 22 down to 12 down to 6, or 24 down to 12 down to 6. So you take 6 points of damage, and then Leodin, what did you do? What is your save?
23.
Jesus.
Jesus.
You only take 12 points of cold damage. Now, I need. Who failed the save? Abel is the only one that failed it, correctly?
Of course.
All right.
Where was Kinraba's owl during that?
He's back in the
Still back
tunnel.
in the tunnel. Yeah, still back in the tunnel. He
I've
kept
learned,
in and
bitch.
out. So as the cold breath goes off, Abel, you are encased in a frozen ice block. The
Does
breath
he
like
get every-
whoosh, completely encases you in ice until it reaches your neck, and your neck is outside of the ice, and you're like struggling to get out. You are considered restrained until you use an action to try and break yourself free.
Cool.
Then, at this point, the creature in dire straits will try to run the fuck away. We'll get an attack of opportunity from Grimly, Olanu, and Leodin. Make your rolls. Also, Brad, thank you for the gift sub, man.
I was just meandering through the viewers and saw somebody wasn't subbed.
So Sentinel.
Yeah, you have Sentinel. Do you hit?
I hit him with a 22.
Okay, well that hits.
Stay where you are.
That
Okay.
bitch ain't going nowhere.
Olanu, roll
Said
damage.
sit.
Since it stays, I don't hit, right? I don't get an attack of opportunity.
I think
Yeah,
you still
that's,
do.
that's right. I mean, it tries to leave it, and she doesn't
move.
allow it. So it doesn't move.
Dan's
That's
done
bad.
with us.
Olanu, what's your damage?
Damage.
I heard damage.
Sorry, I got a 12 on my damage.
12 damage. I cannot believe that this is about to be said, but Olanu, how would you like to do this?
So it's about to move. She goes, sit, doggy, and overhand
Yes.
slashes down on its hind legs.
Nice. So it wings it by you doing that. So it tries to run away. After it does its cone of cold, you see like its legs are kind of limping and it attempts to move, and you literally like chop into its back hindquarters. It lets out a roar and they begin to like chop at you. You take your axe that you have dug into the back of its leg and give yourself a leg up onto its back. So you are now currently atop its like butt, basically. Grab your axe from its location in its leg. As it's trying to snap at you, you lay your axe sideways and slice all three of their necks at once, causing all three of them to begin going wild, trying to run in different directions until it stumbles on the ground, slips and slides on its own blood, until finally it lets out these poor, horrendous little whines of just terror and awfulness as it comes crashing to the ground with Olanu riding on top of it. You whip your axe, causing the blood to slip off the axe onto the ice below.
That's so badass.
She's kind of
As you
standing
slay
there,
the creature.
calming herself down from her rage. She's like, that was fun, guys. Wasn't that fun?
I'm like nearly dead and frozen in ice.
It
Oh.
is literally frozen to his neck in ice.
8 hit points left.
What are you guys
I'll walk up
doing?
to Abel and just like help him break it by like chipping away.
Grimly
Try and
walks
break
up
that
to
up.
Abel, kind of looks up at you and like looks at the ice and takes his axe and goes ding 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 against it. Looks pretty solid. And he takes his axe, whack, 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 and starts like trying to just chip away at the ice until eventually you get like an arm free or a leg free and it drops from the ice.
Just push him over and he falls and it shatters.
Yep. Yeah, it seems to not be attached to the ground after you beat it enough, and you just push him over until he's like all solidified until it slams on the ground. It shatters. Yep. It shatters, and Abel, like a birthed baby, kind of goes and slides across the ice.
I'll stand up and sort of dust off
Yeah, I'm
my
gonna give him a
shoulders.
hand up and at the same time lay on hands.
Ooh.
Okay. How many points?
Solid
One
20.
plus-
Solid 20
Jesus.
points.
Ay, Dios mío.
Around.
Hey, Dios mío.
Actually, 19. That way I have 1 in
19.
case you die.
There we go.
I'll take 1 point of damage.
Grimly, with the pro gamer moves, allows himself 1 extra hit point of lay on hands. What else are we doing here? Abel, you slip and slide out of the thing, but you are essentially unharmed outside of the freezing cold. What are you guys doing? You guys have this gigantic creature. You have another room. You have a ramp upwards.
I'm gonna look for my fucking axe beak.
Yeah, you look up into the tunnels and it leads to darkness. I mean, essentially, you can't even see where it goes because it curves.
Ooh. Maybe if we like pull out some rations and like call them. Like
Best
gashel greens.
that we find a way up to them.
Let's look in these
Alano.
other rooms.
I'm gonna grab the horn that cut off and break off like a good 8 inches, 10 inches
Okay.
of the tip of it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna hand it to Alanu.
Olanu, you have
The way
the
you-
horn of a Cerberus.
The way you handled that fight was incredible. Should definitely hold on to this.
You could. It is the horn of a frostbite Cerberus.
Jesus.
Very impressive.
There's just this may not be much of a surprise, but stuff is fun to me.
Yeah, I get
Spend
that.
a lot of time getting good at it.
Starting to feel that too.
All right.
But do we want to check up the tunnel that leads up?
Yeah, I feel like we should look around.
If you'd like, I can levitate you up there.
It's the use of a spell.
I mean, you see that it's very clearly able to be traversed without a spell.
I don't really trust you using spells on me right now, so I'd rather walk. I'm just gonna walk away.
You can begin walking up the
Might
large
slam me into the
embankment
ceiling.
that kind of leads out of this room. You can tell that this is the creature's like way in and out of its sanctuary. It winds for a little bit, but after about 100 meters or so, you can see that it ends in like the opening of a cavern like exit to this area, and you can see snowfall from the outside kind of entering into the entrance of this area.
Just gonna call down to the group that
Sorry.
it looks like this is the exit.
We should find the axe beaks first.
We have to get back up to the top, and then we can find them.
Fair.
Okay.
I slowly like use the cave wall to stand back up and follow them.
Yeah. You begin making your way up towards the surface, and you break through to the surface. The surface is cold and windy as it was before, and you look around, and off in the distance, probably a good 100 meters to 200 meters away, distance of where you guys had originated from, you see a group of axe beaks that are currently like huddled together and just kind of basically sitting out the snow.
I'm assuming they look like ours from a distance.
Yeah, it's 5 axe beaks. It looks like
I'm
they
gonna shoot
had
an arrow at them.
it looks like they had like were able to gather like their feet and like stop themselves from falling down this icy slide, but as they stopped themselves, it threw you guys over the front, causing you guys to go sliding, and they were able to kind of stay at the surface.
Do we want to go back down and look at those other rooms?
I mean, first off, how's everybody feeling right now?
Close to
great.
death?
Let me go ahead and
I'll
make
go
your
over to.
wounds, lay it in.
What are you doing, Grim?
I'm gonna walk up to lay it in and just cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
1d8.
What about you, Kinraba? Are you hurt?
Wasn't not even scratched.
Oh, that's an 8 for 11 HP.
Very nice.
Damn.
11 back.
And hey, Omen lived this time.
I saw. Are you hurt at all?
I got a scratch, but nothing serious.
Could you use some more hit points, Ray?
I'm about half.
I'll, I'll go over and cast Cure Wounds on Leodin.
I'll allow it.
Ooh, max for me too.
Damn,
more.
y'all! Y'all just making a fucking joke of today's game.
It makes up for the bad rolls at the beginning. It's so bad.
I'm just going to go and bring the axe beaks over. Even if you want to explore those tunnels, I'm at least going to do that. Besides, I thought you wanted to get to Imdra as quickly as possible.
I feel like that's what we need to do instead of
you're right.
exploring.
Trey's a completionist, but Abel's not.
Ray is also a completionist, but Leodin is not.
Sure thing.
There's so many rooms I wanted to go into, but anyways.
Oh, you're definitely right.
All right, so you guys pack up your stuff on the axe beaks. You make a quick mental note of your supplies to make sure that you didn't lose any in the tunnel on the slide down. You guys seem to be all right, and you begin making your way using the stone to kind of give you a sense of direction again from where you're located, and set you back on path. Leodin, you had something real quick?
Was there any kind of landmark in the area that if we wanted to find this cavern again,
I mean, the only
we
landmark
could
that
possibly use?
the only landmark you can use is the gigantic crater that it created in the earth, and the cavern opening isn't necessarily like, it's not huge, you know what I mean? So it's very difficult. Now, if you wanted to do something in your own way to mark this, you may do so, but Abel, you got something?
Would it be possible at all, since I'm a survivalist, to like put us like on a map, like mark it on the map best I can where I think this is?
You can absolutely try to mark it on the map. So given your amount of time traveled and everything like that to get you here, and your point of direction, you can give yourself like a roundabout, like, yeah, it's around this area, and then from there you could probably find the cave entrance, and you could probably find the large crevasse that was created.
All right,
we were walking across water, right?
Yeah, it was like a frozen, almost like glacial water. It wasn't not necessarily like it wasn't just it wasn't like a what is it called? It's not like just like a base layer or like a surface layer of ice. It was like frozen all the way through. All right. So you mark it on the map. Yeah, the larger square is more likely where it's at.
Yeah, the second one was an accident.
All right. So you guys continue on for an additional few hours. And as... Go ahead.
I'm just gonna plop my murder bird on top of Midnight's head like a turret.
Yeah. You see Midnight absolutely hates it for a bit, but finally finds purchase without like clawing the shit out of the bird's head. So from a distance, I'll show you guys post game, but I'll describe it to you now what you see. From a distance, you see a 20-foot high, irregularly shaped spur of rock juts out of the tundra ahead of you. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. No, this protrusion looks utterly out of place, as if it had been thrust into the ground. So you see literally like on a large precipice of land, it extrudes out of the mountainside and looks almost like a gigantic dagger of stone that lifts 20 feet high in the air and curves in like almost like a semicircle downwards. Again, just imagine like like the top of a scimitar, and the top of the scimitar is made of stone and connected to the side of this mountain. And as you look upon this, you see that there is a protrusion that leads out about 15 feet out from the actual building or structure or whatever it is, leading from the mountainside to the actual structure. It's 5 feet in length, or sorry, 5 feet in width. It almost looks like a bridge crossing from the mainland to the structure itself. Now, I need Kinrava and Grimly to roll a history check. And Grimly, you may roll with your stone cunning trait.
Okay. Add double my proficiency. So 4 plus 9, 13.
Okay.
25.
Did you roll a history?
Oh, that is, yeah, history is plus 0, so
Okay.
13.
13 and Kin, sorry?
25.
25. Okay, well. So, Grimly, you take note of this stone structure itself, and you'll note that you can definitely confirm that this was not naturally formed. In the way of, this is not part of the mountain. Kin, you get a little bit more insight on this. As you look upon this structure, you can see that this was not naturally formed, sure, but neither was this manually formed. You can clearly see that this was strewn by some sort, or shaped by some sort of magic. Kin, you also note, as you get close to the cliff's edge, that this seems to be the top of a larger structure that continues underground. And when you look down, you see that there is a broken piece of the structure that is buried into the ground below you. And I need, and at this point, we will end tonight's session. I need everybody to end tonight's session.
What?
Yeah. So you guys find the structure. I'll show you guys a picture of it post stream. If you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's bit of like randomness. We had a bit of randomness. We had a chest burster. We had a fall upon a Cerberus. Some kind of craziness going on, but luckily our team found the location of where they were supposed to be going, only to find some kind of strange magically created structure. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you guys for all being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you guys can find out what's been happening. We do all kinds of updates with these new Nat1 rundowns, so keep an eye out for those. So if you're not caught up with the stream, you can catch up quicker. And a lot of stuff coming down the line. So thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Keep being your best selves. We'll see you next Saturday. Thank you guys.